I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit when you're...
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take they know a boss is coming.
Is that a poppy seed? You realize I'm your P.O., right? Straight to booking!
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yeah!
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem. Under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY, I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
Yo, 100K gone. You thought it stayed quiet, huh? 2G in the chat like. Yeah. You flash fake racks on the timeline. Captain said charity really with grind time. 100 bands raised, 100 bands off. You the to the halo with a cross. 56K from an angel in the comments. Heart from the faith, you turn to the prophet. Screenshot saved, every promise, every pledge. Bank statement singing when you tweeting off the edge. You ain't built for the smoke, you invited. Try to play God, now the numbers indicted. Seems like razors cut through the myth. Whole squad looking like an organized grift. 56K from a donut thief. 100K gone, it's a stolen dream. Gotta stay dark, but the neck got teeth. Now you mean, and you clip, now you caught on stream. That umbrella guy, call it out on screen. Yeah, we see you, we see you. You prayed on the pain, turned trauma to a token. Each side story just a tool you were holding. Help the cause, every line pre-written, but the cause was your closet in the car you sitting in. You love weak links, hunt them in the thread. Baby, I care while you strip that bread. 56K from one, that's a life in Nash. Your bar drip, that by time they'll never get back. That means get your face with a clown crown clips on repeat when the lies all fall down to a G on the mic. Every chart, every slide broke down a breakdown, let the numbers collide. You can't hide from the playback, you can't scrub with the chat track. Every bless you turn back and every trust me now backfire. You ain't a boss, you a bookmark. Held on the page where the fraud start. Whole damn mark in a thread in the chart, history written in the sidebar remarks. 56K from a donut thief. 100K gone, it's a stolen dream. Gotta stay dark, but the neck got teeth. Now you mean, now you clip, now you caught on stream. 56K from a donut thief. 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 Run that math, 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 run that math.
What's up, folks? How's it going today? Man, oh man, what a crazy day. You know, I just noticed something a few minutes ago. I noticed the fact that Ray Bone Crusher decided he was going to ghost the live stream today, where old Lisa decided to give play-by-play of what was happening in the protective order. Now, if you're wondering about you know, the legality of that, like whether or not a closed hearing about a protective order is something you should have a play-by-play with, you know, when you've been working as the PR for the other side and you were somebody that talked about calling as a witness, that would be a no. That would be a big no-no. So apparently Ray got a little confused and somehow deleted or privated out his freaking thing. But you know, the beautiful thing about that is that we knew he would do that, and he left us hours and hours to get a copy and to get a transcript and to get everything together with it. So don't worry, Ray. We managed to get it for you. I could not believe that 2L was sitting online doing play-by-play of what was happening in the court. I was like, you know, they're going to turn that into the... I mean, this stuff, look, and it's not even... Okay, just to make this clear, too, it's not even something that you can dispute about guesstimation or anything. I mean, she's sitting there telling Ray, hey, Hales is on the stand. Hey, Shara lied through her teeth. See, we learned things today. We learned certain things about the hearing that we didn't know. And we learned them from the facts, actually, which is kind of fascinating. We learned, for one thing, we learned that Lisa is not a witness. How do we know that Lisa is not a witness? Because even as dumb as Lisa is, that at least right now, Lisa's not a witness because what is that thing called? Oh, yeah, you would have to be sitting in the back, waiting around. And instead, she was giving play-by-play. Huh. So she was there. The weird thing is, I hear from... I hear from a lot of people over there that the play-by-play, by the way, when you know, they were really gleeful and excited until they found out that Mr. Coop was talking about it. What's weird is they thought they could sit online. They could, again, now, we're not talking about just some ordinary hearing, by the way. You know, there are a lot of people out there that are under the mistaken impression that any kind of hearing is available to the public. Protective orders, that's a big no-no. There was not supposed to be somebody doing, again, color commentary on it. They were not invited to sit in or listen or anything. That means, now, I have no idea how they're going to try to deflect this, because the only way that they can deflect it is to say that somebody was giving them information. But I'll tell you, the only people that could give them information would be the two people that are sitting in there that have a protective order against them. And for them to give play-by-play of the moment, that means they're listening in. This right here, too, reflects back on the bankruptcy thing, because remember, in the bankruptcy, too, remember they talked about having a video. And Gabe made that statement about seeing the trustee. You remember that? And they were like, no way we would do anything like that. There ain't no way. And then you get in here. And again, look, I mean, you've got things like Hales is on the stand, lying and whining. I mean, what? You're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me. I mean, you don't do stuff like this. Anti-Hales, they think that they can operate with anything with impunity. This right here, though, is a major screw up. Now, as far as the protective order is concerned, too, you know, I got thinking about a couple of things, which we're going to talk about. They actually made statements in here that, like I said, it gives away a lot of the the thing. You know, now I'm going to speculate on some stuff, but until it is discussed, I am not going to go and try to hunt down information about it. There would be a reason. You remember how the protective order stuff was before, and how the judge, you know, if you've got something that's ongoing, they didn't want anything talked about with it. Well, I'm assuming that's the same way. I'm assuming one of a few things. I'm assuming either number one, that what, you're missing something? Okay, here, let me break this down to you. Today, there was a protective order hearing. It was the 23rd hearing, right? In that, Lynette Preston and John Cook, they are being confronted with the hundreds of violations they had. While this is going on, Lisa, you know, two fleas, they're doing color commentary about what's happening in the courtroom. They're doing it in Ray Bonecrusher's chat while he's running a live stream. Now, Ray has deleted this, but luckily, you know, the internet is forever. And when I saw him do this, I absolutely knew that he would ghost that live stream. And I absolutely knew that he would end up ghosting everything about it. Now, luckily, other people, they went ahead and captured screenshots of what she was saying before she ended up taking it down. There's a lot more than this, by the way. But she decided that she was going to sit out here. Again, you have no access into a protective order hearing. It is closed down, you know, because there are victims in there. They don't allow you to set out and, again, talk about that. You've seen how the judge thinks about that too. But 2L decided to do this. Then after, so Mr. Coop was doing a live stream, and Mr. Coop, apparently people in his live stream caught it. And Mr. Coop started talking about what was going on and what these people were saying, what Lisa was saying there. And when they started doing that, apparently that scared old 2L. And 2L decided, oh, got to start deleting this stuff. Got to start deleting all my comments. But unfortunately for her, it was all there still. And then after grabbing everything, making sure, you know, it's put together, you know, grabbing a transcript and everything else, that Megan was like, hey, I'm going to do a whiteboard, and I'm going to put out a video, you know, before she was like, I know you're going to live stream over this. Do you care if I drop one before? I was like, no, I don't care. That's nice of her, by the way, to ask. You can do anything you want, by the way, any of you, but it's nice when people ask. Isn't that nice? Because they don't want to mess up your thing, you know? But she did that, and right after she did it, Ray Bonecrusher decided to ghost his freaking live stream about it. Now, what this means is that these people, you know, the last time they tried to play a game with a courtroom by saying they had a quote-unquote source there that was telling them. Now, that by itself is a problem. That claim doesn't give you it doesn't give you leeway. In fact, complaints can be that can be filed with the court about actions like this, and there is plenty of proof that it transpired today. Them also deciding that they're going to delete the evidence of it happening or private it out so nobody can find it. Well, not only was that dumb, but it's a big no-no. What a bunch of idiots. you gotta, and I mean, look, here's some of the statements, okay? So, Shara, again, none of us knew that Shara was going to be a witness. Did you know Shara was going to be a witness? I didn't realize that, you know? I haven't been asking about the protective order. Maybe I should have, you know? But one of the things that we learned from 2L is that Shara was a witness. That's interesting. Yeah, see, like a lot of people are like, no, you knew it. I don't remember her. I don't remember anybody talking about she would be in there, and we have no idea what was or wasn't said, but 2L apparently does, because 2L is talking about how Shara, quote unquote, lied through her teeth, in order to have that. Well, like I said, she would have had to be eavesdropping, right? That's kind of that's kind of wild, isn't it? This is from the beginning in there too. And you have people asking her through things. Hey, wait, in court? What's going on? And she said, she lied. She had no evidence to back up her words. And then, with she's being asked things like, look, you have here, the only question that is above is in court, Lisa. Right here. You see that right there? So the rest of this, if you look, you have people talking about food. What time is court? Hey, Lisa, just finished listening to last night's live. There are no other questions there, right? And yet, right here, she's like, yes. So she's answering this person right here. So she definitely is telling the world that right now going on in the courtroom, yes, Shara is there. I mean, this is a major screw up here. Because, okay, in my title, you have to understand that the protective order is against two people here. All right, this problem right here, who do you think it belongs to? When you see this, I'm so amazed by some of the stuff that they pull. I keep thinking, these people, they feel like they want to put Lynette in jail. And you know what, Lynette? I think they want to put you in jail. They have 100,000 reasons to put your ass in jail. Because if they put you in jail, it's going to make it a lot harder for you to be able to collect your money. So they have every motivation in the world to put you behind bars. And actions like this, again, if they're sitting in there and they're eavesdropping, because there's no way that they're getting play-by-play like this. Again, think about who would be giving it to them. John Cook? Really? Are you kidding me? Lynette Preston? Do you think does that sound like play-by-play to you? Does it sound like play-by-play when you're like, hey, Shara, she's testifying right now. Oh, Shara, she had no evidence to back up her words. Does that sound like somebody giving you some kind of lowdown on it? Or does that sound... Because, again, the reason I mention that is because that's going to be their dumb excuse. Like you're allowed to do that anyway. Oh, my God. Buck naked. Yeah, it's going to be interesting when their lawyer finds out about this. Can you say I quit? It'll be interesting indeed. I am curious how that little conversation will go over too, because again, I'm curious how today went. I'm like all of you, but I'm not going to ask. I figure the day is like this. I figure it was a long day. You have, I figure also, witness-wise, I think the people we wanted to show up. And the reason I base that is because not by anything Hale said, but by what the Fat said here. Because, and I'm going to leave up one of their screenshots the whole time while I talk, because I want people to understand. I'm basing what I'm saying on what they noted. I firmly believe now. I think, number one, I think one or more law enforcement people popped up. I think Beecham popped up. I think that because she's like, oh, wait until he finds out who the witnesses are. Well, we already have a witness list, So who out of the witness list could you be like, oh, that one's going to be a big one? It's going to be the freaking, it's going to be Beecham, and maybe What's the other one? Starts with a M. Come on, somebody in the chat help me out with this one. It'll take a minute. What's the cop with the M name? I think maybe him. I don't know. Like I said, but Beecham for sure, and the other one. It'll come to me in a minute. Well, it'll come to me through chat. McIntyre. Thank you. Inspector guy was there first, but man, look at all y'all coming in. Yeah, getting the McIntyre in. So I wonder, if we got a 1-fer or a 2-fer. I don't know. But basing it on, because 2L, when talking about all of this, said, give me 1 minute, was bragging about the witnesses here. There are certain statements too that could have been like, oh, well, these statements right here, they're not that big of a deal because they're not talking about what's in court. But when you put them all together, oh, they definitely are. You can tell. But she said, she's also making fun of Jeremy and being like, oh, he's all poor me. When he's talking about, again, he's got a protective order against these people. She's talking about his, oh man, she's talking about his examination here. So she's watching or listening at least. I say watching. She may well be listening in. I personally think that what they've been doing is somebody on one of those is allowing her to listen in through their phone. Because with the protective order, what you do, like with a protective order case, I can tell you this. This is legit how it goes. All right. What they do is they have certain people in, and then witnesses, they end up just sitting. You're not supposed to have. Now, Jeremy's talked about this before, along with George. They've talked about how those proceedings go. But one of the things they don't do is they don't allow you to just sit in there and listen. So that's not what was happening. What's happening again? We're getting color commentary from the bozos, and obviously they thought it was bad because when once Megan launched a video about it, this is what I wondered too. When Megan this is what I thought when Megan said, hey, I'm thinking about watching a video, would it be a problem, because she would have done it after the stream if it would have been a problem. If I would have been like, which again, you can launch whenever, but again, kudos to her for being like that. But I thought, man, if she launches beforehand, I'll get to see something. I'll get to see them panic. And whether or not they will try to not delete necessarily, but whether or not they'll try to hide the stream. And they did. You got to admit that's amazing. I mean, it is, isn't it? And I mean, think about these idiots here. Give me a minute. 1 second. 1 second here. I'm glad, though. There's been a few people like ask about whether or not. 1 second. I'm going to put that wonderful video, by the way, while we're talking. I'm going to put it in a Dropbox. I've already got it, but I'm going to make a Dropbox copy of it. If you or anyone else out there needs a Dropbox copy of that video, I think we'll probably play around with it on probably on Monday, I'm sure. This is big news, guys. This is wild stuff. When I heard people saying that this was going on, the first screenshots I saw were screenshots where I was like, is that or isn't it? Because I only saw, a couple that were in the middle of it. And I thought, oh, well, maybe they're guessing it. Then I saw the ones talking about him being on the stand and Shara and her saying yes about court. And I thought, oh my God, she's giving play-by-play. It's really, how dumb can you be? How can you not think, like any plan that they had, they just shot down in a blaze of glory. On top of that, they said, there will be once he sees who the witnesses are. Now we've already now I'm guessing something. Again, this is heavy speculation here, but you notice Anti-Hales never lets Lynette Preston travel without a member of Anti-Hales. Have you ever noticed that? Her and John, they very rarely, unless they have to, if they're going to pop into something these days, they have somebody accompanying them, right? So we know it again. It's not Lisa. Lisa is not their witness here, which I think is funny because Lisa's probably terrified of being asked questions about that 100K. In fact, she probably wouldn't cooperate with them on that. But like the true idiots these people are, they gave them access. So I'm curious, what other ecosystem person? We know Ray couldn't be it, right? Because Ray is doing a live stream today. So obviously Ray wouldn't be one of them. Now, I don't feel like I'm going out on a limb. I actually got I got an article from Volmit while everything was going on. In fact, at the very at the beginning of it, it was about paint chips. But when it came in, I thought, oh my God, is Volmit doing an article about this whole thing? But no, it wasn't. So Volmit, he's not there. And, Volmit and paint chips, that would be a big no-no anyway. I mean, they were told not to be doing things like that. Not to be recording chords, not to be doing other nonsense. They got in trouble with another one of their little fiascos back when, so I really didn't think it's them. So when you start going through the process of elimination, who would you think from the ecosystem would be there as a witness? I'm guessing, see, the one person that keeps coming back to my mind, I mean, yeah, this is heavy speculation because I have no idea, but I'm guessing, since they allow Zoom and stuff, I'm guessing BBB. Lips. I don't think it'll be Lips. I don't think that anybody is crazy enough to put her on the stand right now. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they think that they can carry forward with the allegations that have come up with her. But God, she is such a cross-examination liability that I can't see it. I mean, again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. Maybe that is who it is, right? But my mind, I keep going back to BBB because BBB has inserted himself into so many other things. He inserted himself into unlicensed practice of law, and he never learns. BBB never freaking learns. So when you get down to it, I figure if there is an escort, which there typically is, they almost, again, they rarely ever, these days, they almost never let Lynette do something on her own if they can help it. They always have somebody right around her. I think BBB is probably somebody that's a witness with that. Again, I'm still torn on that idea, but I do think, I mean, there's no way they didn't bring somebody from the ecosystem. They also, I figure, the neighbors, Tina and Brian. Tina was on the list. So I'm going to guess that Tina is probably one of those that's there. Tina, she'll, all these people are just, like BBB, for example. My question to him would be, hey, didn't you just get in trouble for unlicensed practice of law? Didn't you just have a bunch of stuff stricken and you actually get into some real problems and are having that reported to the bar and are having massive problems? So what are you interfering in this for? That would be my question to him. Again, if it were a Lips, I would approach it a different way. I'd be stunned Like I could see a saran wrap bringing in lips. You know, I could actually see that. Like if this was for the bankruptcy hearing, I'd be like, okay, I could see that. But this lawyer, you know, I don't think this lawyer is an idiot, like a straight up idiot. I'm not saying the lawyer's good or bad, but I don't think the lawyer's just a straight up idiot. And you would have to be out of your freaking mind to do that. So again, I'm banking on BBB, but Tina of neighbor Tina, not, you know, witness to every horror Tina. I'm guessing that person they're going to show. I figured they were going to show from go. That my money was on them showing anyway. You know, and again, all this speculation. It's just the way the Fats Act usually predetermines a lot of things. So I think neighbor Tina showed up, but more importantly, I believe that this is a sign that Beecham showed up. I'm really convinced that Beecham showed up through this, which is amazing, by the way, because what you have now, if you're thinking about that, how do you think a judge would take somebody not enforcing their protective orders? I would not take that well at all. So I'm going to guess again from their statements that they showed up, and man, I honestly, I was hoping that he would show up. I know Hales said that he was hoping. I was hoping he'd show up because typically law enforcement is not stupid enough to expose themselves like that. They usually cover their backsides. They usually don't allow themselves into a situation where they could be asked something about, say, a protective order and them not enforcing it, or about, you know, anything that could potentially work them into a lawsuit and cause them problems. They typically will not do that. I have never in my life heard of law enforcement, by the way, going into a protective order and trying to shield for the people that are the ones with the protective order against them. I've never heard of anything like that ever. So for them to pull that, by the way, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, that glee, that is a signal. Yeah, well, he's gonna. Oh, you won't believe who this is, because we were privy to the witness list. We heard about that a while back, and with the witness list, I mean, who else? Who else could they be talking about? With everybody else, like again, he's not going to care if a member of the ecosystem show. He's actually not going to care if the other, but they're not going to, they're not going to be reactive and pretend, oh, this is a big one. This is a body slam, right? They're also not going to pretend that that Tina, the neighbor, or somebody in Lynette's family. Now I know they wanted Lynette's family there. I'm torn on the idea of whether or not they'll show. I'm going to say no until I find out that they do. Just because, I mean, the people that she listed, you can say, I'm going to ask anybody to come. That doesn't mean they're going to be there, by the way. But my God, I cannot believe this part of it. So let's look at some of these statements, shall we? Would you like to look at some of those? I mean, it's amazing to me. I cannot believe these are real, and they are legit. They're absolutely legit. So we start out, again, you can see when the stream is just beginning. Give me a minute here. That earlier one that I pulled up, you notice the first thing you'll notice about it is the size of the chat. The chat is at 58. That is because, again, with the ecosystem, what's funny is Ray's stream, I had been watching it for a while, as in I'd been watching the numbers come up, And one of the things that I noticed is that he was starting to pick up views with it because, of course, this is a big thing. And everybody was hearing about how Ray the moron had actually allowed this. Not only what I was proud of is Ray didn't just have this idiot in his chat talking. On top of it, he had this idiot here parked, out there with him responding. So they were there from go, and they're running their mouth and they're telling people, yes, we're there. So he left this up. And again, there are a few of you that sent me this, and I am very happy with it. I'm telling you, one of the people, by the way, Max Leb, happy birthday, man. I hope you had a great one, by the way. But we will kick off a song later on as well. But Max Lab mentioned this, and I was like, did people get screenshots? That was my first question off of it, because I thought, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a big problem for them. Did people get screenshots? And he said, I don't know. Like I said, he'd messaged me, and he said, I don't know. And what's funny is he had messaged me, and typically I'm terrible about checking messages, like Twitter or Facebook or any of these things. I'm terrible about it. But for some random reason, I was there right when the message came in. He's like, huh. So I asked, he said, I don't know. It's being talked about on Mr. Coop's channel. Props to Mr. Coop, by the way. Props to everybody that saw that. Props to Mr. Coop for noting the madness that was going on. I was shocked they didn't. Right after this, it started getting discussed, though, with Mr. Coop's channel. They started ghosting all these comments. And the biggest thing I really do want to say is props to all you people that keep your eyes open, because this right here, I don't care how well they prepared for what they were going to do today. I mean, this is bad for Lynette and John, because again, this says that they allowed somebody access to a closed hearing. And that closed hearing is about a protective order. They are accused of violating it again and again. And these people being part of a collective that are trying to destroy this guy and harass him and do anything they can to do harm and cause him stress it more. They are accused of that. And no matter what they stack the deck with today, this right here is a problem. I'm very proud of them. God, what an idiot. God, what stupid people. So, off of this here. Too bad they weren't smart enough to use burner phones. Well, the problem is that they needed to have some kind of a claim. They need notoriety. This is a problem that I run into, with cases. This is a problem sometimes with a lot of cases out there. Like me, I love talking about this stuff because it's crazy, it's wild. But when I talk about, like we were just talking about with Megan, I don't need to be the first person to talk about something. I know when I talk about it that you folks will be there. You'll support my show. We'll have fun together, because that's the way it works. But 2L and the gang, they need to be there first. Why? Because they need the notoriety. Plus, this is important, they need to be there first to spin. That's why they have been trying harder and harder to be the first ones through the door. Because they know that if Hales gets out there and he talks about a subject, they're buried. So what they do is they try to create a narrative beforehand about how things went, how terrible this is or that is. So they were right through the door at the beginning. And again, they're going to do it under their name. If it was just under some rando's name, of course, like the ecosystem obviously isn't. They're not going to be like, oh, well, this random person said that. But also, 2L isn't going to get the acclaim. 2L's got to have that acclaim, So they start out, again, they're talking about Shara. Like I said, Shara as a witness, which I thought, it does make sense. I mean, Shara knows quite a bit. In fact, Shara has recently dropped us a video, which I guess, and I don't know what Hales will do. I don't know if there will be a video tomorrow. I don't know if I'm not sure. I don't know. So I'm going to play that by ear. If we get a video and stuff tomorrow, we'll be talking about that, I'm sure. But if we don't, I mean, there could be a few things that, with the amount of people that they were talking about, like I'm not sure how everything went. I'm not sure how. I don't mean like outcome. I'm not saying how things went of outcome, pro or con. I'm talking about, I don't know if they're sitting on the sidelines because they're tired today, or if there's more that they're going to have. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it extended. I mean, they were talking, when you have a lot of witnesses, it's hard to shove them all into a day. So I'm curious if they can. These things can take multiple days. I don't know. I have no idea. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. It could just be them being tired after today. I don't know. But we'll see. I'm curious. Like, again, I hope that every witness that John Cook and Preston put on that list shows up. Oh, God, I hope they do. I hope everyone and more. I hope there were witnesses that were not expected. They actually show up too. But I mean, I'm telling you, my gut says after her comments that McIntyre intentionally showed up because, okay, Lynette, talking with Lynette, you heard the clip, first of all, about Beecham. And then Tina has said many, many times. One of the things she said is that Lynette was convinced that they would do her bidding. They were like puppets that she could manipulate. They would show up for her, which is just why, again, that says a lot on the Jeremy side. It says that, I mean, that's a wild thing to think. Again, when people are supposed to be upholding a protective order and they show up to try to ruin you as the person with the protective order. Like I said, I think that says more about that than anything, but again, Lisa doing this undermines everybody. God, I hope, I would love to be I'd love to be the lawyer when they find out. Somebody else said that, but yeah, I feel that way too. I would love to be that lawyer. I'm so excited about this. I feel like a kid in a candy store when I was like, they can't be this dumb, can they? Oh my God. It's so amazing. I mean, you got to admit, this is amazing. They think that, how would they think this was a good idea? So she's like, Shara's lied through her teeth. And then you have people that are responding. Somebody's talking about food, which is probably, out of any of the clips that I've seen where people are talking about something, that is the smartest way you would have gone. If Ray would have had a food stream, that would have been the smartest way to go. But no, that's not there. Then you have the other person saying, hey, what time is court? They're asking about, hey, when is everything going to happen? Then you have Helen Highwater say, in court, Lisa? Char lied through her teeth in court, Lisa? And you have, hey, Lisa, and just finished listening to last night's live. So Lisa continues by saying, she, again, talking about Shara, had no evidence to back up her words. Actually, Shara's had a lot of evidence to back up stuff. She's had quite a few things that she has put into screenshots and more. It'll be interesting to know. Like, now I'm curious exactly what Shara testified to. Like, this has really got me interested in that. And bravo to Shara, by the way. Shara, she's gone that extra mile with this stuff. She, she could have been quiet after all of this happened. I know there are a lot of people out there that did not trust her at the beginning. I didn't, just to be honest. I didn't. I was like, there's no way you can trust this person, right? But it turned out that they actually had a lot of insight and they were right about things. So kudos to them, but they have endured a lot of harassment because of it. They've endured some nasty, nasty threats. You remember how those went? They've endured people aiming not just at her, but at the people closest to her. So, but 2L messes up. At 9:06, she answers the person at 9:05 saying, hey, in court, Lisa? Yes. So right here, she confirms to us that Shara is indeed a witness for Hales. Then you have her. So you can tell, too, what I really love about this is if you're like, hey, how would you know? Well, this is strictly right here. Right? So here at 9:06, she shouts out, oh, strictly. Isn't that fun? So if you needed an explanation saying, well, then yeah, absolutely. Right there. You have to shout out with strictly. Then they go forward. You have more wonderful stuff. Look at this. She's like, yes, strictly. They are in court now. Oh man. So it's going on right now. That's the answer to in court, Lisa. Then they said, what time, everything. Yes, she's telling them. She shouts out strictly here. She's telling these people what time. Well, they're in court right now. So that's answering this little barrage of questions right here. Makes it very clear. Very freaking clear. Bravo there. Stupid. Very stupid. And then, of course, to make that even clearer too, Uncle Mike here, who asked what time, is like, hey, thank you, Lisa. Fun times, huh? Then, as it goes forward, you have, off of this, you have the 2Ls. Note that Hales is on the stand. And so we get a little bit of that timelineage too, with her saying, hey, Jeremy Hales is on the stand. Right now, Jeremy Hales is on the stand. Now, again, Jeremy Hales, along with George, is they're petitioners. That's one word you can use. But the other word that I like to use with the protective order here, even if they don't like to perceive themselves this way, they are the victims in this. They are victims. These people, they talk about them saying, they're not victims. They're not scared. They're not scared. They even make the point to note that Jeremy Hales has said that he's not scared of them. So Hales putting out a statement to the world that he is not going to be terrorized by folks. They're not going to ruin his life. Somehow they think that that's ammunition enough that they can do something like this. What a bunch of morons, man. Again, they've made that lawyer's job much, much harder. I'm sure that I'm sure they'll appreciate the fact that, again, I'm sure that lawyer thought at the beginning of all of this, I'm sure they told him just enough to make him think, like every other lawyer that has ever been brought into this mess, that they have a loaded deck. you know, that they're going to be able to wreck somebody. They think, oh man, you know, again, like I said, I'm guessing that they had police involvement. So this person's like, oh man, there's police involvement too. That's great. And they probably, I'm guessing that they probably knew maybe like 0.5% of what's happened in here. There's no way that they were given all of this stuff, all of the backstory. There's no way they had it laid down and were prepared for it. But they're talking about Hale's being on the stand. Then they note temperature because they're responding. So Cat Lady here, you know, it noted we're at 1 degrees with a -20 wind chill going down through the day. And they're responding to this. So again, this locks, the reason I like this screenshot, this series, is because this series locks in a conversation. It locks in people discussing with each other not only the blandness of their days, but also they're talking about what's happening in the Freedom Protective Order. I love that. I love it there. She says that he is lying and whining, which she follows up on, of course. The lying and the whining. Poo on you, Lisa. LOL. You know, I'm talking about the temperature, not talking about that, by the way. By the way, I'm shocked that the people in the ecosystem can't understand. Like the other people, when they see this, they weren't like, you know, is this a bad idea? You know? Is this a bad idea? Should we be talking about all this stuff? I mean, you would think that they would give a little bit of pause and they would ask, they'd be like, does this actually help out Michelle and John? All right, let's pull up some more stuff here too, you know? So they're talking about, give me a second here. Now, one of these may be out of sequence, but I don't care. I don't really care if this one's out of sequence, you know? The one thing I like too, this one was shot by somebody that did not have the timestamps attached. They were, you know, they were telling them, oh man, as long as the evidence can be shown, they'll be fine. I hope they can show the Walmart video and the latest at Ace Hardware. Oh, he's a narc bully. As clear as can be. A narc bully? What? A narc bully. Yeah, man. When somebody threatens that they're going to me, you know, talks about doing harm to me and stuff. If I contact the authorities about that, I'm a narc bully, right? What a bunch of disgusting weirdos. All of these people are. They're just gross people. You know? They allow terrible things to happen. And they excuse the behavior. It's just like, oh, look, they have the Walmart video there. You know what's crazy about this is that this also tells you that they have discussed everything that they have with them. I'm wondering if the lawyer has been discussing this stuff with them. I'm not saying he has, by the way. I would hope that he's not dumb enough to talk to a third party like this about a protective order. But at the same time, you know, somebody's been talking to him about what the strategy is. And this person, according to very reliable sources, they paid for that lawyer. So, in fact, they paid for that lawyer, like we had heard before, from a very reliable source. We all knew about the PayPal pool. We knew about the money that had been raised there. But after the PayPal pool, we had, there was a statement that was out in public where they were talking about the $1,300 that, as far as I understood again, at least according to Lynette Preston's statements that were noted, the $1,300 and the $600 or whatever, that was supposed to be added in, and then 2L after the fact was supposed to come off money for the Ohio lawyer. Which again, she may well have just undermined. Like I said, that's amazing to me. You know, I mean, to me, again, doesn't it feel like it's planned? Like they want to put Lynette in jail? Like when you look at this stuff, does this not? This doesn't look like defense. This doesn't look like a group of people. Remember, they hated Lynette. I mean, they all talked about how much they hated her. They came out publicly. Lynette talked about putting her in prison. So, I mean, when you're talking about all of that, I mean, she hasn't forgotten that. She didn't sit down and say, oh, forgive and forget. Even if they come to an arrangement, there is no way in the world. Like, all these people are vindictive. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not, if you screw me over enough, like, I'll come for you too, for sure. But all these people are vindictive to the point they love to pretend to be people's friends. I mean, they do it all the time. They do it over things like bench money, They do it over things like headlines and more. Again, they were really happy to play Lynette Preston's friend until. Could this be wiretapping, making federal? What I think this would do, honestly, is I think what you would end up with is you would end up with a report to the court. You probably end up with it written up, talking about it again. There's proof. There's not only is this proof here either, but you have proof with Ray. Like he's got the cross chatter. When he's discussing this stuff too. So check this out as well. And we'll go back to the screenshot in just a second. But check this out on transcript. You can see him in places. He's got cross chatter, yeah, it could be another week or two before blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, we got Gabe and we got Lisa here. Lawyers present. I hope you meant lawyer is present in the courtroom. I hope you were not talking about Lisa being a lawyer. Oh my gosh. I kind of hope you are talking about her being a lawyer, actually. Something that really amuses me. Imagine that. Oh my God, she's such a genius. She's so amazing. She's our lawyer. She's not just our protector. Man, maybe that's what it meant by she's our protector. She's our lawyer. But thank you. That's the biggest part of the battle is making sure the legal rep is here. Now they're talking about the lawyer is there. So look, Elise is telling them that the lawyer is there. And then on top of that, yeah, like, great. I'm glad to see Lisa in here. Isn't that fun, though? Isn't that fun? Like, Lisa's in there. She's talking, I probably won't stay on here too long. I had some problems sleeping last night for some reason. Maybe it's your conscience, you piece of shit. And I don't know if I've caught something. Yeah, you caught something from the people you hang out with. Ugh, gross people are to share the light through her. Oh my God, I've got to go back and listen to the statement there. To share to Lisa's share of light through her teeth. I want to know I want to know what kind of mistranslation that may be, or you never know. It could really be the translation. I don't know. I need to go check. Oh my God. To share the light through your teeth. What the shit? That sounds like a Rayism. You just never know. That could be real. Oh, wow. Why would you be involved? Man, now not the bankruptcy. Sorry. I see. I got mixed up. Actually, it's the protective order. Thank you. They said it. So, look, Ray got mixed up with the bankruptcy and the protective order. But look at them. I mean, they're talking about the protective order case. They're talking about Lisa, and Lisa's in there, giving play by play. And they're also talking about, so here is something that corresponds. So you remember that statement in the very beginning where the lady talked about temperature and more? They're all talking about the temperature there. Well, Ray's talking about the temperature with them too. They're in court right now. You can see them discussing. I mean, look at that. They're in court right now. Great. Hey, Lisa, are you going to get hit with any of this cold weather out there and experience it? So they're talking about, their whole thing. Then they're like, oh, the cat lady here. She says, so this gives you a timestamp right here. Because remember, at 8:28 in this, they mention the cat lady says she's got 1 degree below with 20 wind chill and going down through the day. Hales is on the stand, huh? So right there, you have a cap. Now, mark that statement right there. Again, the cat lady one. Again, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to pull that back up because what he's referring to at the 9:07 timestamp, he's reading off parts of the chat, and this makes it clear as day that this corresponds to his live stream. You can see that. Again, what he said, I'm going to read it while I have this on the screen here. He said, quote, the cat lady says she's got 1 degree below with 20 wind chill and going down through the day. So, I mean, you see that. That's right there. 1 degree below with -20 wind chill and going down through the day. Exactly that. And then the next statement is 2L saying that Hales is on the stand, and you have him being like, Hales is on the stand, huh? So again, you can see this. Let me pull that back up. So you saw where she said Hales is on the stand, and he's questioning this, and he's saying, hey, Hales is on the stand, huh? So, I mean, again, through all of that, they're also talking about Shara, with all of that. And it's wild because they think that that Shara shouldn't be able to testify at all. So they're discussing what 2L is bringing up. And it shows you, again, that 2L is definitely right there in the chat. Even though they try to lock down, see, the first thing they tried to do is they tried to lock down the chat and pretend the chat was never there. They try to make sure on replay that there is no chat to look at, But unfortunately for them, they have, Oh, well, Mindy says, I think Shara's testimony would get tossed. Her screenshots, besides communications, deleted. I think Cheryl went through almost everything that she's been involved in out there. Deleted comments. I haven't gone back and checked the comments with the lawyers being sued. Was it LMS? LMS. Yeah. This is, by the way, just to note this to all the anti-Hales people out there, right? When these people get you into a lawsuit, right? They can't even remember your fucking name. Okay? Because they don't care about you. When they go too far, again, remember, there are certain things you can do. You at 100% can talk about cases. You can come up with conclusions about them. What you can't do is run around and pretend that calling someone a PDF file is an opinion. According to 2L, that's an opinion, not a defamatory statement. What an idiot. But they also don't understand that you can't discuss. You can't discuss while it's going on a protective. It's bad enough. Like, I mean, again, I don't know if people really understand the weight of this, because, like I've said, John Cook and Lynette Preston, they are the people that Jeremy Hales and George are protected against. They are the abusers, the accosters, the monsters out there. They're the people that the law is there to protect them against. So for them to allow somebody in, what this does is it proves Jeremy Hales' point. I mean, again, I don't see how this isn't a win, and a monster win at that. I can't for the life of me figure out what the fuck Lynette Preston, John Cook think that they're doing with this. They might as well have taken out a bulletin board that says, "Arrest me, please." Because this undoes anything in their strategy, you know? Again, having law enforcement there, no matter what I think, having law enforcement there, at least, you know, plotting with them, could that potentially be useful? I don't know, could have been. You know, unfortunately, there's a lot known with those people, but it's better than the last time, right? But this undoes everything. This, I don't know how you don't, number one, piss off a judge with it, but number two, prove that you're harassing this dude. Because these courts, they keep, and on top of that, if this causes a problem, you know where this goes, right? This is going to go right back to the bankruptcy hearing where they talked about how 2L was listening in, and 2L was like, I wasn't doing that. Well, here 2L is proving that they are giving them all types of access when they're not supposed to. This proves that they were being given access. And it questions, I think it legitimizes the question about why the fuck are they there in the bankruptcy hearings now? I mean, this stuff is wild, you know? I mean, this stuff is nuts. They keep bringing up Lisa, though. Lisa's around. Lisa's around for a little bit, you know? I mean, you can see, like, again, they keep bringing her up and talking to her more, and they're discussing the hearing. And then, you know, he's on for a bit. I bet you, well, I wonder, here's a piece of speculation. What do you think about this? He keeps talking about how he's going to go to bed in this, right? I wonder, after this was live streamed, you know, again, she ghosts her comments. She ends up ghosting everything. I wonder if old Ray went to sleep and he was slow on the uptake. See, right when I knew that this, with the live stream, you have to wait for it to parse. It has to come up, and you have to allow YouTube to put it all up there, right, before you can grab it. And that would have worked in their favor, you know, so I was like, man, you know, you can't grab it until it goes in and it finishes. Let me pull up the rest of these here. So you can't go in and grab it until it finishes. So what I did is I saw what was going on. I figured there are other people who did this too, but I was like, you know, that's not getting away from me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure that I park on Ray until Ray finishes. And right when Ray finishes the freaking live stream, I'm going to record the whole thing. You know, I couldn't catch it from the beginning, but here's a little trick for you folks too. If you're ever wondering about this kind of stuff, you know how they like to delete streams? If you have a stream pulled up on your computer, on your laptop, on your phone or whatever, what you can do is you can leave it there, and as long as nothing refreshes it, it'll be open until you close it. So even if they delete it, That's the way you pull it up. That's also the way you get the best transcripts. You know, when these people, they like to go in and they like to delete certain things, which 2L has proven time and again. They like to go and manicure what they say. You know, like the Topher PDF file statement, for example. They went and they pulled out of one of the live streams. You remember that mess? Well, if you have it pulled up and you record it, then what you can do is you can take somewhere like Clipto. You know, that's a lot of us use Clipto. Now, Clipto is not free. That's the thing. But if you want a transcript, there are a few people out there, myself included, that pull transcripts. But Mark over on, by the way, props to you, Mark. You know, I enjoy your clips there. Mark also noted, if you notice something when you're going through these transcripts, I like the fact that people see transcripts because they can put their eyes on it. If you watch the show, that's fine too. You know exactly what's said, you know when to mark whatever, you know, on something. But if you don't, and you're curious, because I can't stand listening to them every day. I know other people do, but it drives me nuts. It's terrible to listen to. So if you want to look through a transcript, you can put it in something again. You know, the beautiful thing about somewhere like Clipto is you can have it with and without timestamps. And what I like to do is I like to take it. I like to upload it in Speechify without timestamps because it'll read the timestamps to you. And then I'll go through and I'll check it with another one. So if you want a transcript, just let me know. Like I said, I know Mark has been posting them, and I'm sure there are others too. You know, and I take away from anyone else, but these are just folks that I noticed doing it as well. And like I said, I pay for that service because it is quick. It is easy way to do that. And it can also take and it can archive for me. Never misses a beat. So you see them though, talking again. Oh man, there's so much video evidence. There's no denying who the aggressor is. Again, I have the problem with the way that they frame a protective order, by the way, is this. I have the right to go anywhere that I want to. My life is not impeded when there is a protective order. And if Jeremy Hales was actually going out of his way to cause them some type of issue, they wouldn't have half dozen incidents over all of this time. They would have thousands of them, you know, that guy. Because again, I mean, what keeps him from going to the flea market, for example? But he doesn't do that. But you're going to run into people like at Walmart or something. They're supposed to instantly remove themselves. Like I said, I've had a protective order, not against me. I've had one before. And right away, the person is supposed to, you know, waylay their ass right out of there. And I've never had a problem. I've never had this kind of craziness. But you see the discussion here, you know? And then they're talking about Hale still. He's being all poor me. Whoa, what dirtbags, by the way. What absolute dirtbags, you know? There will be, they're like, there will be once he sees who the witnesses are. There, right there. Again, this tells me that the people on that list, I'm going to guess 1 to 2 law enforcement. You know, again, Beecham for sure. I'm just, my gut says Beecham. And maybe McIntyre. I don't know. That's like I said, it's a guess. I don't know. But Lynette was very comfortable in suggesting that McIntyre and Beecham would both be there. That they had plotted, they were buddies. They had plotted together quite a bit to take down Jeremy Hales. It's crazy. All of them, apparently, they've spent a lot of time in discussion with Levy County about trying to ruin this dude's life. It's just wild as shit to me when I hear it. But she's asked, you know, hey, is this a public hearing? Absolutely not. No, it's not. So for them to be commenting on it, see, some of these people are like, wait a minute. You know, how do we have this information? Is this a public hearing? No. And again, the real person that this rains hell down on potentially is Lynette Preston. Like, that's the thing that just blows my mind. Lynette, you are an idiot. I told you. You should go and finish. Go after these people because they are trying to put you in jail, lady. They are either the most incompetent nitwits on the planet, which, I mean, maybe they are. But their actions, regardless of the why, whether they're incompetent or whether they're nasty, we know, again, they're nasty people. They will put you in jail, lady. Instead, she decided to get back in line. Like I said, John Cook, chatting it up every day. And she's like, oh, can't make John mad. The weirdest stuff. So she's like, oh, you know, he'll attack them. He's going to attack the witnesses. Oh, watch. Well, it's weird. Again, we're not talking about a witness list here. She's talking about his behavior on the stands. Then, oh, wait until he finds out who these witnesses are. Again, she has been made privy to what's going on. Either best case scenario, John Cook, Lynette Preston. Worst case scenario, they're the lawyers involved. But they're talking strategy with her. As she's doing, again, she's been doing play-by-play. You know, they're talking about harassing the dude on the stand. We hope that when people pop up there, we hope to see his reaction and report it to the world. That's what she's saying there, because we want to harass him. We want to break him. They absolutely. Why do you accuse somebody of terrible things like SA? Why do you plot and collude as they themselves have suggested, all of them? Why do they do something like that? It isn't just to cause a person to crumble or to give in. It's to end somebody. And they're all happy about it. And look at all these morons too here, you know. Oh, that's right. You mentioned that. Oh, do tell. You know. Yeah, my guess is, well, the judge, can you give any info when they will possibly will appear? So she knows, and these people are priming her, asking her, hey, you know, can you tell us when those people are going to appear on the stand? Can you tell us what's going on? Let's look at some other ones too. This stuff's crazy, man. I feel like somebody gave me a gift today. I really do appreciate it. I really like that. Now, that actually was I believe that was out of sequence. I believe that, that was 11:24. So the next ones we're going to look at are 11:12. So actually, I've got these in order, but I wanted you to see the one where she's like, he's whining, you know, because again, those are statements. Between that and the stuff that she was saying at 9, you can tell these are not you know, you can see these stuff. It's not speculative. She's talking about at 11:11 there. You're talking about, hey, court, that'll probably be all day. Huh. So giving updates about how long this stuff will take, you know, because how long people are on the stand. You know, again, she's been watching people take the stand. She's seeing how long this stuff will take. Like I said, she's sitting there. She was planning on doing today, I think, before all this stupid really registered. I think she was planning on having her a breaking news day, and then realized how badly she screwed up. Because either that or, again, the whole point was to sabotage Lynette Preston to begin with. I can't fathom. You have to excuse me, folks, as I talk about this, because I'm trying to work through it in my mind. I'm trying to understand why you would do this. You know, how dumb you would have to be to think that people wouldn't see you talking over on Ray Ray's channel. They know, they complain all the time that people screenshot everything they do, right? They're complaining about it all the time. So they know that people are watching all the time. So why would they be surprised again? I realize he only has 100 people over there, you know, and that's 100 people with folks tuning in, because he wasn't just rambling about soup, Megan Fox, Jay, and that umbrella guy today, you know, an occasional ammo comment. He should be thanking us, by the way. We've pulled up his viewership quite a bit. He should be happy with us there, you know. Yes, exactly, Deborah. Thanks to the flea and helping this make this debacle happen. Yes, indeed. So she goes through. She's like, you know, you have people talking about food and I'm sorry, talking about feeling better, because Ray was like, oh, I'm not feeling good. So you have her communicating with folks. You know, they're like I said, you know, waiting for the breaking news. Yep. I'm glad it's going to be all day. It's about time that J and M are represented properly. Well, about that, like I said, do you think they're represented properly now? Do you think this helped him out? Okay, like I like this statement here, by the way. You know, this is a perfect statement, by the way. I'm going to pull this up real fast. All right. Give me 1 second here. I'll hit everybody's messages, by the way, but I want to note this with blah. So blah noted. Oh, phone. I better not answer that. Give me 1 second. I got to mute. I forgot let me make sure everybody's okay. You know, 1 second. Let me see. Everything. Okay. Streaming. I'm just making sure everything's good to go. People typically know I stream at this time, but sometimes they forget to call. So I want to make sure, you know. Give me 1 minute. Let me see. Got the dryer. Oh yeah, I got to tell you about the dryer today too, because this is nuts still. But so Blah said, my husband is law enforcement officer. Okay. There's no way he would testify in official capacity in a civil case. He was asked and the county rejected. Yes, that's crazy to think about. And to think about, like, imagine your husband being asked to do that, but also being asked to testify against the victim with regard to a protective order, that there has been a lawsuit against the county because they have not been upholding. Can you imagine that? Like, what this does is it signals something just absolutely. I've never seen anything like it. Like, that is next level insanity for law enforcement. Side against victims. It says something about Levy County. You know the headline that creates with something. It's just crazy. Megan Fox, what are you doing in my back stuff, by the way? I see you back there.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Dinged in for a second. I didn't hear it because I took the headphones off for a minute. And then I looked over there. I was like, what is that? What, is something moving on the screen? So I'm moving.
Yeah, that's me. It's me. I'm back. We had dinner and everything. I've been listening to.
How's the birthday gone, by the way?
Good. The birthday was wonderful.
Good,
we had a nice birthday dinner and we had a good time. And we're just getting ready for the big storm or whatever. People are texting me. It's so funny. They're like, are you guys going to be okay? I'm like, I'm literally in New York. We're going to be fine. We have all the infrastructure to remove the snow. And also I live in the rural area where every neighbor of mine has a plow. So we're good.
Here, everybody's panicking. It's like, oh, no.
Oh, well, yeah, you should be panicking there. It might actually end where you are. You guys don't have the infrastructure to remove the snow. New York is even better than Chicago with snow removal, and that's saying a lot.
We have no infrastructure for it. You know, if a salt truck moves, it's like, oh wow, no back road, nothing. No, I mean, you know, we're a lot of hilly back roads out here, so when the ice hits, we are in trouble. You know, it's bad enough here. I've never seen this happen. I have somebody I know that works with a gas station, right, and their employer there rented behind them. They have some of those no-tail motels. They were like, hey, this is supposed to be bad enough. We need to stay open. We'll rent you a place for the next 3 days. We're going to rent them in case our employees need them. I was like, wow. Yeah, that's good. I mean, by the way, I want to, you know, I want to shout that out. That's good. There's some employees that get thought about, but my God, you know, you're expecting some really bad things when your employer will do that.
My husband one time in Chicago got stuck in a huge blizzard. He used to have a 2-hour commute. He worked way up on the north side and we lived way down on the south side. And he got stuck up on the north side in a blizzard, and he was on the, I will never forget this. He was on the highway, and he called and he was like, I am not going to get out of here. I'm going to have to either sleep in my car or find a way to turn around and get back to the office. He ended up having to sleep in the office. No. It was so bad. I mean, Chicago is pretty good at snow removal, but you have to wait until the blizzard stops. That's the problem, is that, you know, you can try to keep up with it as it's going, but generally that doesn't work out so well. You have to wait till it stops, and then they remove and they salt and they, you know, do the whole thing. If it's bad enough, the plows can't do anything until it stops. And I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. But we'll be all right. We'll be fine. I'm worried about all the places where you don't have the infrastructure. Maryland, for sure, if they get hit, they're going to be down for a week or two. They always are. Always. Can you believe this stuff, though, that happened today? I mean, my God.
No, it's amazing, isn't it? I can't believe it. Like, I knew when you were like, hey, you know, a video, I put that, I was like, I knew Ray would ghost his freaking video. I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked out, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Because
it almost didn't. My file got corrupted, and we were trying to get out of the house to get to our reservation, and the file got corrupted the first time. And I was like, dang, you guys go ahead. I will meet you there. I'll be 10 minutes behind you. I just have to make this export one more time. I know it'll work the second time, because if I don't get it in now, if I don't upload it, it's not going up till after. And I just had a feeling it needed to go up right then. Like it was like just bothering me. So the whole family left without me. And I did it a second time, and then it posted, and I ran out the door. But yeah. And then, yeah, he deleted it all. And, you know, she knew she made a mistake too, because she was deleting everything.
Deleted it. Yeah. She deleted it right after it all happened. I mean, she deleted all comments.
Too late.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The internet is forever. And when are you guys going to learn? We're always watching and we're always recording.
But do you think, okay, they know, they complain all the time that people are collecting everything they say. They complain about it incessantly. This almost feels like, again, maybe they are idiot enough to do this, or maybe they're trying to put Lynette Preston in jail. I mean,
I know, I can't figure it out. I just think that they're dumb. I think they have low IQs. That's the issue for me. It's low IQ behavior.
They have 100,000 reasons to put her in jail.
And the other thing is, too, I do know that I can confirm that Lisa was not in the courtroom today as a witness. Right. She was not invited on the Zoom as a witness. This is the other thing that I don't understand. She has claimed that she might be a witness in this case, right? I've heard that. I'm not making that up. She's claimed that she is a witness.
Yeah.
Witnesses cannot witness other witnesses testifying.
Right.
They have to be like George. Remember George? So George was telling us at the last hearing in the video, she said she was out. She had to wait in the hallway, right? She was sequestered. If you're a witness, you can't be. If you were on a Zoom as a witness, they would put you in what's called a waiting room. And in that waiting room, you're literally just like sitting on hold on the phone. You can't hear anything. You can't see anything. So there's no way that she should have had any access to the court hearing through the Zoom. So the only other option is either Lynette or Crook are texting her what's happening, or they have her on the phone, like when she's muted and they're on speakerphone, they have her on speakerphone so she can hear what's coming through their speakers from the courtroom. There's no other explanation for this. None.
it's just wild, man. I mean, you absolutely know that they're listening in too. The first screenshots I saw, I was like, well, I want something definitive. And then that the first one I saw that was definitive was the one where they're talking about him, how he was whining and stuff like that. I was like, man, they're definitely talking about him on the stand. But that stack of them, oh, it's good, especially when you go back and tie it into the transcript. I love that. I love the fact that here, let me pull that up where we were covering it. I love the fact that not only is she talking about him being in court, him being on the stand, but this comment right here, the cat lady one, and these two right here are tied into the transcript very well because he talks about that.
He does.
I love that because it gives you, it grounds it in his live stream. There is no way that even when they delete comments, they try to remove stuff, they can't remove that. It makes it part of it. So good luck with it. Plus,
also, did you notice the part where Ray said, let me pull it up. I have the transcript. At 5 minutes 26 seconds, he said, "We got Gabe or we got Lisa there. Lawyers are present."
Yeah.
Great. Gabe, what's Gabe? First of all, Gabe's there too. Like, really? They're letting that dumbass listen?
Maybe they didn't know who was running that account. The two fleas, because he said something one day. He said that he watches all of the shows and Lisa doesn't, so where she's popping up in all of these chats, I wonder sometimes if it's Gabe popping up in chats.
Could be.
This is definitely her. You can tell by the way that there's no way she would miss today anyway. There's no way, there's not enough stoner in those posts. But yeah, with them talking about the lawyer being present too. Oh, the lawyer's there and everything, that grounds it in. I know, but she's been privy to quite a bit of their legal strategy, what they're going to showcase. Everything that's there. I was so they don't let Lynette walk around without another member of the ecosystem present in anything these days, right? We know that
she's much like Jay Hip. She needs a babysitter.
Yeah, exactly. So
we don't let Jay Hip go around without someone to watch over him either. I think it's Star's turn today.
Well, that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You have to be careful with him. He could end up face down in a snowdrift. So
what a headline. Wouldn't that be a terrible one?
And then they're calling his father. You got to call the police to do a wellness check. It's a whole thing.
I remember that night. God. Even I was like, so oh no. It was weird because he doesn't miss nights. So that was everybody was even I was up.
Except me. They were like, "Have you heard from Jay? We haven't heard from Jay. He hasn't shown up." I was like, "No, I haven't." And then I rolled over and went to sleep. I figured
you're like, well, it's the problem. I do
eventually. Yeah, not my problem. Not my circus, not my monkeys. It wasn't my day to watch him. So
poor Jay. Always a bridesmaid, right? Always the bridesmaid.
Yeah.
But with that, they have obviously Lisa is not the chaperone, right? Well, we can tell that because she's out here doing stuff. Ray can't be anybody's chaperone.
No, he needs one. He needs several.
Volpe was mailing us articles today, so it's not him and paint chips. Yeah, he mailed us one. I thought at first it was about this stuff, but it was
blocked out of my. He's
is
blocked.
he? Well,
yeah,
I saw it roll in.
Pay any attention to him? Are you kidding?
When it rolled in, I thought, "Oh my God, is it about this?" I was hoping. I was like, "It can't be." It can't be. You know what I was thinking? I just got those good luck coins, the prom one. And I was like, man, I really hope there's something awesome tomorrow. Really good luck. And look at this. This is beyond.
This is pretty good luck. Although,
But
is it really luck that the ecosystem does something stupid, or is it just
it's lucky for me.
another
because I was
day?
like, Friday, baby. Well, it also has to do with you were like, I'm definitively not going to be around. There's no way.
Yeah,
And
that's true. That's true. I couldn't be here to help you or to cover anything, or so it's always going to kick off while I'm
Yep.
unavailable. That's true.
always. But when we go through all the chaperones, who's like, there's no way they did not have somebody from the ecosystem, in their test. It's got to be. I mean, Bruce, really? It's got to be Bruce, right? There's got to be. I mean, again, we don't know. We're not sure because I don't remember him being named as a witness or anything. But there's no way, right? There's no way they don't have a chaperone / somebody telling the ecosystem story. They've got to get their freaking licks in there. And I mean, Bruce makes sense to me. They would allow him to Zoom. They would also, on top of that, he can't leave well enough alone. He's already been in trouble before. So
You know what I'm interested in finding out about when Jeremy, finally tells everybody what happened. I'm interested in knowing about her new lawyer. I'm really interested in this new character. How does he fit into what are we on, season 6 or 7 now?
God, I don't even know.
I'm
man.
confused. I don't know. We'll have to ask Jay. He keeps track what season we're on. But I am interested in this new lawyer. And I would love to know what his strategy is and if it's any different than Bruce's. Is he parroting Bruce's thing? It's all for money on YouTube.
Oh God, it's going to be amazing if that is it.
Because if that is the case, if that's the strategy to do what Bruce did, it's really bad for them because there's nothing illegal about making money on YouTube based on what's happening in your life. There's nothing illegal about it. And the judge has already said that in prior things. So it's like, if you're going to go with that,
what can they do? I mean, really, what other strategy are they going to be like? I know you are, but what am I? Basically, no, it's really him. It's actually him. The middle school thing. You did it. Yeah. I mean, that's been their whole strategy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but I feel like, what else could they do?
Yeah,
what else could they do?
I mean, that's the problem with him. I don't even know if that's reflective on his qualification or lack thereof, because they have dug a mighty deep hole. I mean, he probably, again, her statements about wait till he sees the witnesses. To me, that's confirmation that law enforcement, at least one of them, showed up. Lynette Preston was so freaking assured of herself.
Yeah.
With Beecham. So I've been praying on it. Please just give me this.
Yeah. If that, I mean, that's another thing I'm dying to know. Like, if they did show up, what the hell was Levy County's testimony? And were they dumb enough to send somebody? I mean, there's a lot of questions, but look, we couldn't get a better story for today than we did. I mean, goodness gracious. What they have done is just, it's so dumb. Oh, by the way, I wanted to I don't know if you knew this or not, but or told the chat this yet, but this is not the last that we're going to hear about this for sure, because what was done is in contempt of the judge's orders.
Oh yeah.
So what you need to look for next, if it were me, if it were my attorney, I'd be telling my attorney, I want you to file a motion for contempt. I want a hearing about this. I want a separate hearing about what she knew and when she knew it and why she had that information and what phone. And I want to subpoena the records and I want to subpoena her phone and I want to get all the. And I don't think the judge will be able to say no to that. That's not something. It's a violation of a court order, of a direct court order. So I don't think there'll be any issue getting a motion for contempt.
And this is like drilling it in. I mean, I really hope that we're drilling in how bad this is, because again, this isn't like any other type of court order. We're talking about protective orders here. We're talking about the people that are victimizers in this situation, the aggressors in this situation. They have allowed somebody into this, and that's bad because everything else that they planned, they just washed it away. I mean, this is bad. Like, who cares if you got Levy County in there? Like, that doesn't help you with this one. Oh my God.
Not to mention that if Jeremy is planning on suing the sheriff, this is just going to be evidence for him that they have some kind of hard on against him, that they would go so far as to show up in an Ohio court hearing to testify against him. My God. I mean, that's evidence.
Yeah, instead of upholding the protective order and upholding the violations, when they're streaming him driving down the road from third parties, instead of doing that, he has planned this whole time. You know, where Hales has been talking about, like, hey, you know, this has been reported. They said they're going to investigate or whatever. Instead of that, they've been planning on doing this the whole time. So that tells you that whole time they're talking about it, that's just a bunch of bullshit.
Right. And we have some recent emails that we've seen from Levy County Sheriff claiming they're investigating this stuff. How serious are they? If they are also showing up to testify against him in this very
they're not going to. No, there's no way that they.
No, they're not going to. They're blowing smoke to keep him from, being angry or whatever. But it's not going to work.
They're trying to.
It's ridiculous.
They're playing a nasty game. They're playing a dangerous game, is what it is, because these people are unhinged. They've admitted. I mean, they roll around strapped, which again, you're allowed to do that, but they do that and they pull them out. They pull out pew-pews on people. They've talked about it. Even Preston has said that this person pulls out a camera and that makes him react and pull out a pew-pew. And it's like, that's not how it works. You can't do that. That's not legal. But apparently for Levy County, they're okay with those statements. Just blows my freaking mind.
Hey, did you happen to clock how long it took from when I posted my video today to Ray memory holing his line?
I mean, it was pretty quickly. I didn't catch the exact amount of time, but I caught it. It was pretty quick. What I wonder, honestly, is I wonder if he's talking about throughout that whole thing that he's tired. He needs to go take a nap and all this. I wonder if he went and took a nap. And 2L is like, oh my God, because she's already deleted that stuff and she knows we're all talking about it. They watch all of our posts. I've been posting about it after I made a copy of the video, of course. I started talking about it. I got a copy of throughout my busy ass day. I still sat down. I was like, damn it. I got to go in. That live stream, by the way, did not want to just download. Sometimes they do that, when it takes too long for YouTube to parse them over. Live streams take sometimes to complete. So it wouldn't give me a transcript or anything at first. So I had to go in and actually make a freaking copy of it myself. But after I did that, of course, I did. But I wondered, I was like, why aren't they taking this down yet? So I wonder when you put that out there, if you reminded them how much we're paying attention, or if she was finally like, oh my God.
I hate to tell you this, but this pear-headed dork is stream sniping us right now. How dare you stream snipe us, Jay? Look at now it's Inception. Look at
oh no, this is getting weird now.
We're stream sniping him, stream sniping us.
That's very weird.
Now I can't figure out who did it first. Oh, look, it's like infinities.
It's like the chicken or the egg.
It's because of your matching outfit.
Look at this.
Oh,
look at this. Stream him, stream sniping us.
That's very weird.
Jay, you're not going to get away with this. Tug, you should file the copyright strike right now. Take him down right now. I want to see this just disappear from YouTube. Strike.
I should, after he doxed me walking down that through homelessness. That was pretty sad.
He doxed your cardboard home on Kodunk Row.
I mean, that's terrible stuff. I'm out there, struggling on the streets, and He has to show it off. By the way, folks, there are quite a few of you here today. Appreciate you all being here. I know people want information. Again, we don't know what happened in the hearing. That's something I'm guessing that there's a reason that they're not talking about it. It could be fatigue. It could be lots of people. It's moving, it's continuing. Who knows?
My guess would be that it's that Jeremy doesn't ever talk about what happens in Ohio court until he can.
And until it's done and pretty much over with.
Because that judge she's been very specific about what she does or doesn't want to see publicly.
Right.
And he has not gone against that. He's not remember when he didn't show the protective order? He didn't share that because she told them not to. Who shared it? Lynette did.
Yes, she shared it to Volmit and Paint Chips, and when they put it out there, that's when we saw it was wild in its own way. Because even when that came up, I contacted Hales because I was letting him know, it was a courtesy that I would be covering that because it's been dumped into the public. There's no reason for me not to, but he was kind of aghast by that idea too. Because again, the judge said, don't share it. And he, like Megan said, he sat on it. He sat on it for quite some time. But I mean, these people, whenever they get a chance, when they think they can do some damage to Hales, they do something crazy. They leak shit into the public. I mean, it's just wild. These are the same people right now as a group that are again accusing Hales of the most heinous things that you possibly can. They are trying to not just ruin his life. They are trying to ruin and undo him. They're trying to break him. And God, it's crazy to look at. I've never ever seen anything this insane. So we had other screenshots too. So the ones we looked at the one with, I think is the most substantial of the bunch, that kickoff, the 9 o'clock one. But they keep running their mouths too. They said again, court would probably be all day. They're having conversations throughout it too. They're talking about there is so much video of him not being in fear of them and evidence and witness. So now I've got to be in fear for my life all the time. I can't say publicly. Obviously, he went and got a protective order. He did this and it was known publicly. So obviously he was concerned. He's concerned about the people around him. He's concerned about their safety and his, but he doesn't have to run around all the time and quake and quiver and cry in a corner. That's not how it
I would
works.
also like to know what video this is she's referring to and how she has access to it. If it is a security camera, is this again more of the invasion of, the stalking of him through Lynette's cameras?
Oh yeah, they've absolutely. I mean, they've done everything that they can. We've already seen them stalk him through. God, I can't believe Levy County, man. They're like, oh, we're going to broadcast him to the world through these. Anybody who lives in Levy County, anybody who votes there, this should be a travesty to them. What is that?
My children.
I was like, I thought that was my kids for a minute.
No, it's my girls. They're singing. They're being silly.
I thought that was I was like,
they're singing opera right now.
Funny.
And they're being super loud. I'm sorry. I have doors
No, you're
closed.
good. I thought it was mine. I was like,
you can't. I was wondering if you could hear that or not.
Yeah,
But yeah,
well, I did.
Those notes they were hitting would shatter glass.
I thought it was my littlest one running around pretending she was a fire truck or something.
No,
like,
tonight it's mine. They're being silly.
But they're talking about things like the videos from Walmart, and other places. That's what they've been trying to weaponize for so long.
That Walmart video is not what it is not the win they think it is.
No.
It's literally Jeremy alerting him that he needs to leave. It's not following him around. He's not following him. He's literally in the Walmart saying, you need to go because I'm here. You need to go.
You know what's interesting and got me wondering too? So I was looking through these and here's where they said that. And you have this comment. And I'm wondering something like Scampy Girl here. When they're saying it started, Shara has been on the stand. Jeremy Hales is on now.
Mm-hmm.
Are they all watching this somewhere? Or are they just reporting?
No, I think that Scampy was reporting exactly what Lisa said earlier. And listen, I've got a question about these timestamps too. It was my impression that the one that said 9 a.m. came from someone in a different time zone.
Yeah, different time zones.
It had to be, right? Because the entire stream is only an hour, 5 minutes. So it couldn't. Yeah. Okay. So I was right. Okay. Yeah, so it's just a different time zone.
So, you got, unfortunately, Lisa was doing her best to delete everything and quickly. So you have multiple people that are taking screenshots, and more people got the back end screenshots than the very beginning. But I'm glad somebody caught that very beginning.
That very beginning one was that was the bomb diggity. That one. That's the one. That's the smoking gun. I want to address this in the chat. It says the court should file charges immediately. That's really not the way it works. I mean, yes, a judge could act sua sponte, which is on her own authority, if something was egregious enough. But the judge doesn't have this evidence. Right. So in order for the evidence to get in front of the judge, it requires a motion. Almost every time a judge acts, it requires a motion. Judges they rarely act sua sponte. So Eli Heller needs to file a motion for contempt against Lisa, and that they have to have a hearing about it. And that's the only way to get, and in the motion, he would have to put in all this evidence, and then the judge would look at it and go, oh yes, we need a hearing on this, and then she can act. She really can't act. She could, but at this moment, she doesn't have the evidence in front of her. She needs to have it spelled out what happened, when it happened, timestamps, what was said, and then she will do something. So it's not like she's just going to be like, round him up. She can't do that.
No, 2L though. I mean, they knew they messed up. They tried once so what started the deleting, by the way, is this starts being discussed on Mr. Coop's channel. The reason I found out about it was just, like I said, it was so bizarre. Normally I don't see any messages coming in on Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that until much later. I have to sit down and look at them. But for some reason, I had it pulled up looking at something, and MaxLab had texted. Now, I have more people that text afterwards, but I saw his pop in, and he's like, Lisa's talking about that, like what's going on in the thing. And my first thing was, did anybody get screenshots? That's the whole thing. If you see something like this going on, just a note, you have to screenshot it, right away. So MaxLab said that he didn't know that she had been doing this according to people over Mr. Coop's chat. So I jumped over there real quick. It didn't matter what I was doing. And I was like, oh my God, did anybody get screenshots of what's going on? And yes, they did. They did indeed. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I just thank you to all of you who were so quick to get screenshots and to get recordings. Again, we say it all the time. You guys are the best resource. I mean, you are the best investigators out there. You help in a way we could never gather the information quick enough. And you guys are like an army. It's amazing. So please keep it up. Keep being vigilant and getting the evidence because these people need to be stopped. It's terrible what they do.
You remember in the bankruptcy when they were playing this same type of game and they said, oh, well, we had a source inside there that was giving us information. Well, first of all, you can tell this isn't sourced in. This is them listening in and they're reporting what's happening. I mean, you can tell because of the way it's rolling in. But regardless, that excuse doesn't matter either. Nobody that has a protective order against them is supposed to be feeding information about the victim in something to somebody to post and harass them online live.
Especially in a closed hearing that is supposed to be private.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very bad.
I mean, this is big time, and I wonder, like the dumbest person in all of this, in my opinion, is Michelle Preston, because she keeps allowing this to be connected to her. And she went from, I'm going to have this person arrested to, well, I need their money. I want their money. Either they're giving access as part of that, or John Cook is. One or the other. And it doesn't matter which one of it's doing it, because ultimately it blows back on both of them. All of this, it's going to doom both.
Well, there's no, and that we had a source inside from that other one was garbage too, because the only people allowed inside these hearings are the litigants themselves. Yeah. That's it. No witnesses, nobody else. The litigants, the lawyers, the judge, and the clerk, and the court reporter. That's it. That's it.
What was dumb about it is 2L didn't. Again, they need two things out of it. They need the attention. They need, I've got to be here first, right now. But also, I have to damage control right from go. Got to do damage and do damage control. So they're not even willing to wait until, I heard this from somebody after the fact. Oh, no. They had to do it in the moment. And that is so stupid and bad. God, I'm proud of them, though.
I'm very proud of them also. It made for a great day of fun things to report. And also it's going to help Jeremy in the long run, because it's just more evidence that these people are harassing him nonstop and violating court orders to do it.
Only one person out of this, in the screenshots asks, hey, is this a public hearing? One person is like, wait a minute. All these other people are stupid. They don't stop to ask, hey, wait a minute. If they hate Jeremy Hales this much, why? So in the order, by the way, how she's going to have no choice but to go over. There is video evidence of Hales stating straight out that he's not afraid of Lynette Preston. He gets his face right into the camera and says it. So, well, how does that matter?
I guess because I could see why they would want to make that argument. Yeah, there is an argument to be made in any protection order case that if the protected party is not afraid and is showing that they aren't afraid of the other party, it can be, reversed. However, you would have to show repeated instances, right, of him initiating contact and breaking. You would not one time saying to a camera, I'm not afraid of you. You would have to show repeated instances where he's approaching them. And they're going to try and say that it's Walmart, like the Walmart thing, that he's approaching them. No, he's just in the same building. He's in a store and John Cook is there. If he didn't get it on video, those stupid cops would never believe him. So he has to film. And if John Cook is not, if he's not telling him like, hey, you're supposed to leave, you need to go. Well, then what good is it? What good is the order if you can't make it be enforced?
Well, it goes beyond that too. They want to relitigate, as they've made it abundantly clear, instead of trying to stop the protective order or shoot this down. They want to relitigate it. The protective order already exists. The violations already exist.
Right.
So going back and trying to, again, fight it from go, that doesn't work. What you have to do is fight it from where you're at. See, this has been the same mistake that Preston made the entire time when she was talking about Sean. When she was talking about him, he needs to go and he needs to, get this thing removed from me. Well, he can't. Like, that's not going to work. It's already been decided. You fight the fight that is in front of you right now.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah,
argument
Sean
means
tried to
nothing.
tell them that that was a no-winner. It was a no-win thing. We went over that on a stream not too long ago where I brought up other cases in Ohio where, you know, it's impossible for it to be relitigated. There is no way to do it. We read some appeals. Those appeals were denied because it's just not possible. It's not possible once the decision's been made and you only have a short period of time. She missed the window. So it's untimely. If anything, it's just untimely. And in court, that matters a lot. The timeline matters a lot.
God, if this were my, oh Lord, if this were my freaking case and, you know, I was the lawyer in there, you know, this new, what they call him, the bulldog lawyer, I would be so pissed off about this. Wouldn't you? Because this is taking anything that you had a shot at and potentially just dumped it in the dirt.
Yep.
I mean, because what is it? What do any witnesses matter? I mean, this action, you know, judges, they don't take kindly to you disrespecting them. And this is the most flagrant type of disrespect that you could show. Man.
Definitely.
I'm proud of him. He can't deny he's not scared. As long as
I'm gonna bounce, but it was it's fun to drop in for a little bit, but I got more party stuff to do. I think we're gonna go have cake.
All
so
right,
I'm gonna
have
go.
Fun. Good to see
Bye,
you.
Chad.
You know, see you. Yeah, that was good actually. I figured I'm glad Megan got to participate for a minute because you know, this is big time. You know, this is God, it is so off the freaking wall. You know, they're talking about again. You know, you can see the time. And I think Megan noting the length of the stream and the timestamps and the differential there. You know, because of the different time zones. I think that's important too. You know, you have different people taking screenshots. You know, but they managed to get so much of. I mean, see, at the beginning, when I first saw something, I saw some like this one. I saw this, and I was like, well, you know, this doesn't. I figure they are listening in, of course, but this doesn't prove that. You know, I was like, is there more? And then I saw this screenshot. When I saw this one and they were bragging about, you know, the there will be more once he sees who the witnesses are. When I saw this and then, you know, they're talking about attacks and everything, but I saw this statement. You know, it didn't jump out at first because I had to sit down and look at everything. But when I saw he is being all poor me, I was like, wait a minute, that is a in the moment statement. That by itself says that they are paying attention, watching this. But, you know, in that moment, that doesn't necessarily, you know, it doesn't bury them. They could argue out of that one. But her beginning statements, those bury them. I do not know how you can argue that they have insights again. They should not have. Because this right here, again, this is bad for them. I'm excited about it. Like I said, I had a plan of so much else to talk about today. You know, I thought, well, if Hales, like I told you yesterday, if Hales didn't go forward, I was going to talk about Shara, and I had a couple of other things. Plus, I was going to redact all the bench items. You know, going to give you a good show of that. But then we had this pop up this morning. And the whole day became about got to capture this, got to make sure that all of this is it's been documented. Because otherwise, I mean, if this doesn't get documented, you know, this is a this is a missed opportunity otherwise. But I liked, like I said, the huge part about it is they've already ghosted before anything. They ghost these conversation. 2L starts deleting already, of course.
Oh my God, Tug.
What's that?
Oh my God.
Oh God, what happened?
Just when I think I can get out, they keep dragging me back in. Look at this idiocy. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Lisa, it does. It does mean confidential.
You idiot.
And look, I've got information about this. I just don't know if I can say it yet, so I'm not going to say it yet. But I'm telling you right now, that hearing is confidential. It will not be afterwards when the transcripts or whatever come out.
Sure.
But at the time,
yes.
in the moment, the judge has ordered it closed, which means nothing should be coming from inside the courtroom to outside while it is happening. Now, it's a little bit different after it's over. Like, I believe Jeremy can talk about what happened. It's up to him whether or not he's going to. But during the hearing, is she out of her mind?
Yeah. With this, see, protective order hearings, generally, you're talking about a public proceeding, but it is up to the judge's discretion. That's the big caveat, the kicker in this. And this judge has been very clear.
Very clear. Very clear. Look at this.
Idiot,
FYI, freaks, closed to the public does not mean confidential.
Weird. If she really thought that, though, why delete everything you said?
I don't know. Right. Why not just be completely out in the open about how you got all that information in the first place?
Oh man, I'm excited about all of it. It's so funny.
This is so nuts. They are you think they've hit the lowest IQ you've ever seen, and then they just keep digging. They just keep going on.
Like that's that whole, so the whole statement on she's also, oh my God, she's trying to play it off. Oh, prove I had access. Prove it. Oh no, you're gonna have
we can prove it.
Oh,
and you're gonna have to prove it in court. You're gonna be put under oath, and the judge is gonna subpoena your crap. I mean, like, the lawyers are gonna subpoena your phone records and your text messages and your DMs and your all of it.
So yeah, what was it legal for you to have access to a closed court? We get the idea I had access to a closed court.
Oh, give me a break.
Play-by-play on Bone Crusher's video. That doesn't mean I had access to a closed court.
It doesn't?
Again, they're playing
then pray tell, how did you know what was happening as it was happening at the very moment it was happening?
Oh, they're so dumb in this. This is a great.
Do you have those screenshots where those came from? We need to collect all of these, man.
Yes, I've got it right now.
We need a file in the Dropbox for all of these.
Oh my God. Oh, I've got a Ray video one. I do.
You do have one?
It's called Ray Bone Crusher live stream with 2L posting in chat. So
Ray Bone Crusher.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna upload.
Yeah, just
I'm gonna upload these in here.
I'm gonna drop the transcript in there too.
Holy shit. These people are
amazing,
dumb.
This is so amazing. I'm very proud. And again, folks, screenshot everything these people do. For real. Any of this stuff, screenshot it, because they screwed up so big today.
So bad.
They had no idea.
So bad. They have no idea how bad. And this just goes to show they are they're just too dumb for words. They're just too dumb for words.
I'm proud, though. Like I said, I'm very proud because they are they want to spin this as if they've done nothing. And again, they will spin it. They'll be out there running their mouths and stuff, but it means nothing.
I put a new folder underneath the Ray one for screenshots.
All right.
And I'm going to rename them too so that they're easier to understand.
I hope the Mod Squad's paying attention and is like, hey, I'm glad I got out of that mess.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
You guys keep paying attention, keep screenshotting everything, because she's gonna flip out tonight. She's gonna say all kinds of stuff.
You
Be
may be in
monitoring
damage
that.
control tonight. We'll see. You know.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit, that's where. Okay, so I got to get something screenshot. So she put up a post talking about this.
Oh, guess what?
What's that?
Guess what? I still have Ray's stream up on my browser. I never closed it, and it still plays.
Oh yeah. It'll play. That's how I got the recording.
I may leave my computer on all day long.
That's how I got. That's how I managed a recording, though.
Right.
Because otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get a recording. Isn't that hilarious?
That is hilarious.
Yeah. What a mess up for these people, though. So the Fats posted also 5 hours ago. They had posted Ohio update court case. A court case is continued to March 6th. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, March 6th. I thought it was March 3rd. Okay, March 6th.
Yeah, well, they're telling publicly. They're noting this stuff. Again, is that supposed to be public? Huh. Well, here they are talking about it there. You know, you can see them. Here's the question about, was it legal for you? You know? It's so amazing, though. It's so amazing somebody went over and was like, hey, you know, hate to tell you, it's so good. I love it. I'm going to capture all of that there.
Well, I would say that the continuation is public knowledge because it would end up on the
but
docket.
still, it's them,
I mean, I told
person,
people
though.
it was continued. I knew that. I told people it was continued. I think
Well,
it's
the same
that's an
person
easy one.
talking about it all, though. They're going from the beginning of it to, you know, they're doing play by play all the way through it. And I think if you showcase that they have had a continual conversation about it, you know, from the beginning on.
Is there a timestamp on that? On the
It was
one where she talked about the continuation?
She said that, let's see.
Because I will say,
2 hours
I
ago.
didn't know about the continuation until after it was over.
Oh, yeah. 5 hours ago is when she said the court case is continued.
Which would have been
4:30.
4 something.
4:30 maybe.
5:30. Yeah, around 5:30 my time or her time.
Yeah, 5:30 your time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought you were asking, and the person 2 hours ago asked them, "Hey, you know, what about this access thing? Prove I had access."
Oh, we will. Don't worry, we will.
You've already proven it.
You've already proved it. What do we have to prove?
How are you talking about in the morning? And again, luckily, they weren't able to ghost all this stuff because, again, the people out there are smarter than they are, you know. I love it. I love the fact that people are smarter than they are, much smarter. Yeah, I'm putting that community post. Like I said, by itself, community post means, you know, it means a little, but not a lot. You know, the comment about them and being Bible, prove it, you know, and then again, they're trying to stress the idea that this isn't closed. They're trying to push that into the public. This wasn't a closed thing. We can talk about it. We could have access. No, the court was pretty clear about not having access, not posting about it as it's on, you know, while it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Post. Let's see, what is today? The 23rd. Good deal. I'm putting that in there real quick. I'm proud of them. God, every time I've said this so many times. Every time I think, man, they can't get stupider than this, can they? They're like, yes, I can, Doug. You know? Oh my God, it's so good. I'm looking through all the other screenshots people are sending too, because there's more screenshots from earlier today, and I'm wondering if there's anything in there that I've missed, you know, because God knows what was also said in that chat. Like I could have missed pieces of it. Hey, can you hold this for 1 minute?
Yeah, sure.
I got a yeller at there. I want to see what that is.
There's another comment by somebody on that community post. by Lori G, who said, so it wasn't a slam dunk for the germ. There's a problem with your PO if you can't get it in one day. Is that a joke? With all the evidence in this case and all the witnesses that were called, I'm not surprised at all that it had to be continued because they didn't get through all the witnesses. And if you don't get through all the witnesses during your hearing, it has to be continued so that the witnesses that everybody wants to call get heard, so the judge has all the information. That means absolutely nothing. Having it continued means nothing. It doesn't mean anything for either side. It just means they didn't finish by the time the court calendar needed it to be done today. So it's actually, if you ask me, I think it's better for Jeremy that it goes on, that it gets continued, because during the time that it's continued from today until March 6th, you know they're going to do 8,000 more things. You know they're going to do so much more. So, I mean, this is just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, the screenshots just keep pouring in. Hold on. Let me see. There's more. Okay, I got those. Yeah.
Part of this too. These people, they prove something that almost every idiot out there, whether it's been Amber Heard or Blake Lively, whomever, they become so obsessed with destroying a person that they end up destroying themselves.
Yep.
You know?
Definitely.
I'm so proud of them, though. I'm looking at all the other posts. People have been sending in all kinds of screenshots all day long. And
keep it up, folks.
Well, I'm proud of them, like I said.
There's always good nuggets in there. All right, I'm going to have cake now. I'm actually going.
Get out of here. Yep. Get out of here. See ya. They're also asking about things like, oh man, will there be play-by-play tomorrow? Is 2L going to do a play-by-play? All this other stuff that, like I said, it blows my mind when you think about what they're talking about. God, folks. I mean, so that statement, by the way, the FYI freaks, closed to the public does not mean confidential. That statement right there, that was taken from Get Swamped. So they decided they would throw that out there and Get Swamped. You gotta, like I said, you gotta admit that it's pretty amazing. We've got the transcript for it. We've got the court hearing. If anybody, or the Ray video, if anybody needs it for whatever, I know a lot of you like, or if you just want to see there, I'm sure we'll cover it. But if for some reason you need it, just yell at me. I've got a link for it, so I'll definitely shoot you a copy. Because I mean, again, these people, they're trying to hide what they did. Now, Ray's live stream by itself, it does not have they turned off the chat replay, by the way. So on that, let me see, Get Swamped later. I'm putting in all these screenshots, by the way. I'm making sure I try to organize them the best. Like here's the difference between myself and my neurotic need to clean up how things go. And like for Megan, Megan's funny because when Megan throws in a screenshot, for example, she threw in that screenshot, the closed to the public does not mean confidential. She threw it in and called it screenshot. For me, I've got to go in and label that as like Get Swamped. I've got to say where it's from because I need to know. Later on today, I'll remember it. In a month, I won't. I won't remember where it's from. And that's the thing. So where these people are, I've learned over time that there's so much of this that we have to apply more label, more where we can remember more of it and remember the narrative behind everything. Now, there are people that are very good at this, mind you. There are, people like Melissa, for example. I think she's one of the best as far as being able to label and keep up with things and keep the narrative. Ray, let's see, Ray live stream. Okay, let's I want to do some super chats now. Let's do that. But I appreciate you all. This has been a fun, crazy cataloging day. And again, if you run across new stuff, throw it out there. If you think I'm missing something, note it for me, you know? Yeah, Max Lab, by the way. Appreciate you, my friend. Yes. What day is it? Oh, let me see. It's Friday. What does? Oh, yeah. Okay. I heard a sound behind the screen, but I see what that is now. I thought that was somebody appearing again. But yes, here we go. Happy birthday.
From both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Heck yeah, man. Happy birthday to you, though, brother. Like, that's, you know, it's a big one. Let me check something here real quick. I got to check on something. 1 minute. Oh, wow. So, as far as, you all want to hear something a little wild, by the way? Would you all like a little piece of crazy news to go along with that birthday cake for Max Lab? I mean, you know, since we are talking about celebrating it up, would you like something nice and tasty to help that go down? Well, check this out. So, as far as all of this, 1 minute. 1 minute. I gotta check something real quick. So people were asking about whether or not that had been reported. Oh, it has. It has. So how do you like that? Isn't that fun? You know? 1 second. I'm looking at a message here. One minute. I'm checking something real quick. Oh. Huh. I'm 1 second. I'm looking at something real quick. I'm trying to figure it out real fast, and then we'll continue here. Let's see. Let's see. Irish Lace. Thanks for the 15 months, though. You're the highlight of the evening. Hello, Lug and Buck. Well, thank you there. Appreciate that. You know, apparently there was some confusion with something, you know? So I'm trying to see something here. You know, as far as and again, you know, there's people gathering stuff. You know, like I said, there are certain people that I think have done a really good job. You know, despite the fact that they get dumped on all the time. There are people like Shara's one, for example. I mean, look at what she's managed to do. You know, these people, like they're telling people not to trust them. You know, you saw the screenshot that she threw out there and was like, Shara's destroyed her credibility. No, she hasn't, dude. You know, Shara's proven that she has credibility. I mean, that's the kicker. I mean, when they were talking about her, they said that she had lied through her teeth. She had no evidence. You know, she wasn't believable. Oh, she's 100% believable, man. Like this kind of stuff. I think when we're talking about this, you know, we have to really, give me 1 second. Wow, that's a good screenshot. Somebody send me stuff, but I'm trying to make sure I've got everything here. So anyway, with Shara though, look at what they've aimed at her. Look how they've tried to to ruin her and to ruin her credibility, you know, saying you can't trust her. Man, you know, for Shara, I have to, like I said, I give her a lot of kudos for stuff. She has gone out. She has dropped video after video exposing this insanity. You know, they keep saying that she doesn't have evidence. She doesn't have this. She doesn't have that. And it's like, dude, Shara has become a wrecking ball for them. Like I said, I'm kind of proud of her, you know, because she scares them. In my opinion, I didn't realize that she was testifying. You know, I mean, she's been through a lot, though. She had a lot of these idiots taking aim at her, trying to blow away her credibility, and it's wild. I mean, she took a lot on her. She took a lot on her chin. You know, she got a lot of threats and everything else. And these people have tried to blow away her credibility, dude. But, you know, I mean, look at that. They're like, you can't trust her ever. She's no evidence. All the videos and stuff, man, it's amazing. She's had plenty of them. So I love it. Indeed. You know, you give a lot of these people accolades. I had no idea that Shara was testifying today. I think that's amazing. And they have, again, they have gone after, they talk about Hales and saying that he goes after everybody that testifies. Dude, they can't even leave their mods. The people who tried to walk away, they can't leave them alone. I mean, what the freaking heck, man? But that's nuts, man. Irish Lace, though, I appreciate you there. Sorry, I got my mind on that because, God, I was looking at 1 second here. I'm making sure I've got all these. All right. Let's see. Here and after. Thank you for the 2 months, though. We all saw. Yes. And you know what everybody did, too? They recorded. They took screenshots, and it's beautiful. I love it. Thank you all again. Stacy, sending that birthday love to Max Lab there. Thank you. Thank you for the 14 months on there. We also have birthday shout out for Max Lab again from Sue there. Yes, thank you for that for Max Lab. And also, on top of that, 22 months. Thank you. Lady Tammy, thanks for the 5 there. Huge happy birthday to Max Lab. Yes. Can we have a song for him? Indeed. Yes, we did. You know, yeah, Max Lab, like I said, you know, we appreciate. He wasn't the only person that brought that up, but he was the first person that brought it up, you know, about all this mess. So I mean, again, Max Lab is on the ball with this. I appreciate that. Puzzle, thanks for the 5 there. They need to play the Talking Head songs for real. Puzzle and evidence. Yes, indeed. Jen, thanks for the 4 months. Happy Friday, Tuck. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, happy Friday to you as well. 1 second. We all appreciate you. Mama Cat, thanks for the 12 months. I think JC let Lisa in. Aren't they buddies? They're idiots. Yeah, they are. They are indeed. On top of that, though, they are they're all culpable. I was trying to think how I wanted to say this. You know, it's not just Lisa that is culpable with John Cook. It's Lynette Preston that's culpable. You know, she ultimately, for what these people do, she's part of it too, is what I'm saying. So, you know, ultimately, they're working in a tandem. They've all been doing that. And it's so stupid there. It's so dumb of them. Whoever let her in. I think that may well be true, you know, but who does it hit? Who does it benefit? Well, it doesn't benefit any of them. So funny. Emma, thanks for the 2. Lurker checking in and paying up. Thank you, Emma, by the way. Appreciate that. Auntie, thanks for the 2. Were JC and LMNOP in Ohio or Zoom? Zoom, I'm imagining. I don't believe that anybody had to be there in person. You know, I'm pretty sure. Again, that's the way I took everything. Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Fallen Hero. Much appreciate you, my friend, by the way. As always, thank you. Cynic, thanks for the follow there. Felisa probably isn't going to get in trouble. Ohio lacks jurisdiction to enforce the closed court in Florida, but I expect, that's the thing. Lynette and Crook, ultimately, they're the ones that get hit by it. That's exactly what, with this. When they investigate, if they look into it, and they will, if it's brought up in motion, no, they will, definitely. It's a problem for them. They ultimately, it proves the case against them. That's what's so wild. Buck Naked, thanks for the follow there. It's going to be interesting when their lawyer finds out about this. Can you say I quit? Yeah, I do wonder about that. That is, God, that's wild. Hey, Ruth, by the way, dropped 5 gifted me. Thank you, Ruth. That is awesome of you. On top of that, look, 22 months here. Thank you there. Keep breaking it down, calling them out loud and clear. Indeed. You know what? Thank you too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for encouraging it again. It's easy to stand for nothing. It's hard to sometimes stand up and to call madness out. And I'm glad all of you do that. I'm glad you do. Oh, Ruth, by the way, thank you. Also, drop 50 there. There is not a statement attached to that. Well, the earlier statements there, man, that is a huge statement. Back in the channel, so thank you. Much appreciated. Wanda dropped a membership here. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tux Thugs. Thank you for that. Man, I appreciate you guys for sure. Copycat, thanks for the 7 months. I love this for them indeed. Indeed, you have to love it. Rob, thanks then. Which is why some of us watching Coop at that moment started saying, shut up. They're going to stop chatting out in the open and go backroom chat where you can't see and screenshot. Yeah, one of the problems that you run into in the moment is that people start, talking about it. When they talk about it in the chat in the open, then somebody's going to see it in their show and they're going to mention it too. So it unfortunately, it does shut them down, but we got that huge statement at the beginning. Luckily, with all of that, that's all you need. And I understand when people are like, oh my God, look what they're doing. I hear you too there. Spurgate, thanks for the vibe. I couldn't wait for your stream to start tonight. I wanted to hear you first. Thank you there. Next, I'll go listen to Shizzy. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very, when they actually come out and talk about what happened today, then, so the reason that they're not talking is continuation. Then, that's why. That's why you can tell. Like I've been dealing. So today I had the dryer thing. Now, so we got a dryer that came finally that was not jacked up. But here's the crazy thing. They didn't hook it up right again. So they did not bring a new vent with them where they crushed the dryer vent. They didn't bring a new one. They didn't bring anything. They just hooked the old one back up, which I complained to Lowe's about because I was like, look, you guys again. So I cut the piece off and put it on myself, but I'm making them refund me that. They also, at first, I thought they had burned out. We couldn't get any power into it because I thought they had burned out the entire plug in the setup. But what they did was they didn't secure the cording and stuff correctly. Yet again. So after they had left, we started going through, because I started a damages claim with the place that put it in. I thought what they had done is electric fire. It had burned up the connector. It burned up the wall socket, essentially. It destroyed it. But we went through everything. We started with the plug. It was getting power a bit. We went through though. We checked all the breakers just to make sure everything was, copacetic. Everything was good. we went back again after we had flipped everything. We checked the plug again. Then afterwards, we started checking the dryer itself, and they had made a mess of it, an absolute freaking mess of it. They had not connected stuff right. They had not grounded stuff well inside. It was a mess. It didn't work. So we went through and we started working with it. We got it right, but I'm gonna let the snowstorm hit, and then I'm gonna raise hell about it, because they wasted 4 days of my time. And on top of this, I had to do all that myself, even though I paid for it. So I'm going to need some comp. They do comp, by the way. They do comp. But I thought they had burned the wall. I thought they had burned that whole connector to a crisp. So it's crazy. But yeah, thank you, Spurt, by the way. I mean, like I said, I missed some stuff on that too. I like to know everything on it, but with this, oh my God, it's amazing, isn't it? By the way, it's Friday. Is Shizzy on tonight? Or is he over streaming? He a lot of times on Fridays he would stream with other people. Is he actually on tonight? I don't know if he is. SF, thanks for the follow there. The first one through the door can make can make you into good cannon fodder if you're not careful. Gang, gang. Indeed. Yeah, you jumping through the door right there first. I look at it this way. Now, this is not always true, but typically you can be first like that. You can just run through, or you can be right. Like for me, now again, the way the internet works, unfortunately, people race to be first. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people, they end up doing really stupid things when they race. It's like a race to the bottom a lot of times, Puzzle Puzzler, thanks for the tip. What kind of weather is happening by you? Ice yet? Nothing yet. We haven't had anything unless it started. Let me look at my cameras real quick and I'll tell you. Let me check. Oh yeah, Shizzy's with the expert time. See, that's what I thought. I thought he did, So just to note that and appreciate you again, checking out here, checking out Shizzy, I very much appreciate you for that. Good Lord. Oh God. The kids, the little one unplugs cameras. She likes to. She unplugged 2 of them. I'm going to check the other one. Let me see. I'm doing one of the overview cameras. It doesn't look like it's doing anything here yet. Well, it does look. I can't tell if that's reflection. And there might be a little bit of drizzle out, but it's not doing a lot that I can see yet here. Now, they've been talking about it for the next few days. So we'll see how it plays, but nothing so far. AKA the Catley. Thanks for the tip. Could this be wiretapping? Making it federal? Probably not. We're talking about something that will be, it'll be played out again as far as more of who is liable for this. And ultimately, it ends up being a problem for Lynette Preston and John Cook more than anything. I don't know if I actually don't know if the Fats will have any problem at all with it, just to be honest. We'll see. Jack's mom, yes, this is a good point too. Doesn't this show them working together? Fed too? Yeah, it looks like a lot of collusion in order to burn someone's life down. Indeed. It very much smells like that, doesn't it? See, yeah, this is a good one too. I'd love to hear what Nick thinks about it. Indeed. I think that would be a fun conversation. I think you'd have a lot of fun with it. Thank you also, Jan. Thank you for noting to take a look at the community post. That's actually where I saw the note for community post, and then I saw screenshots coming in for it. So I appreciate that. That community post stuff, man. I mean, they have ultimately, like I said, they're bragging. I mean, they are bragging about their inside track information. you know, and in the moment, the problem is getting a play-by-play. They're not doing play-by-play. I mean, they're telling you, like, how would they have a play-by-play? The only way they'd have a play-by-play is if they are watching, or if, you know, from their excuses, John Cook would be feeding them information, Lynette Preston would be feeding them information, or the lawyer would be feeding them information. Because, you know, none of the court staff is going to feed them information. And nobody else is there. There's not going to be any Hales in them. They're not going to feed them information. So, what a mess. Andre, thanks for the do. Here's a little breadstick money. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate you too, Andre. Thank you, man. Deborah, thanks for the 5. Thanks to the flea for her helping and making this debacle. Indeed. Any situation these people are involved in, they make it worse. And like I said, they will get out and tell their view, we didn't do anything. You can't prove we did anything. They're talking about the court case as it happens in the courtroom. And they're talking about, they are people that, again, they've been part of this thing that has been going after Hales. They're the people that also had been gifted coverage in the form of video from fencing. So fun times there, huh? Fun times indeed. I love it. What's up, Tucky Amy? Thank you for the fun there. Sending you something. Messenger was posted on someone's community page. Give me a couple of minutes. I'm slow. Let me see what that was. I guess you're talking about Facebook. So give me a minute. I saw a couple of things. Is it about the money thing? Or so some people have also been sharing a post that is by one of the ecosystems. It is a rumor where it talks about Lisa giving LP like tens of thousands of dollars to pay for the lawyer. I don't believe that's correct. From what I understand, she gave her, you had the $1,300 that had been collected. You had the 600 and something that came from PayPal from that last push. And then on top of that, you had whatever money was left over to pay the $6,000. So I believe they came off of about 4,000 something dollars. But I don't believe they came off of, like, you have one of the ecosystemers out there saying, oh, they paid all this money. Well, it's also somebody that has said some really crazy things in the past too. So, when people note that. Now, again, could something crazy happen? Yeah, but I don't think they have inside baseball like that. I'll see what that is. My messenger is updating, by the way. So let's see what this is. Oh yeah, it's from those posts today. Man, these idiots, they are so stupid. Let me look and see. Like, I've had a bunch more items sent to me too. I will pull up anything that is new and set it aside as well. Thank you to Amy. Appreciate that. Blah, I appreciate this statement too. Again, about your husband being law enforcement, and there's no way he would testify in official capacity in a civil case. Yeah, indeed. He was asked and the county rejected the subpoena. Yeah, that's just, it's not a norm. I mean, it opens you up for liability. It opens up the county for liability, and it opens them up for liability. It's so dumb. So dumb. Let's see. Ria, thanks for the thought there. The Weather Channel, Max Velocity, was giving updates as where you get bananas in your area. Hey, that's good. That's the real important thing. Where could I go and get bananas and all this mess? Polar Spark, thanks for 2. Did Lisa really get arrested? No, she did not get arrested. They were talking, oh, I got arrested. Like, nope. Didn't happen. Frankie, thanks for the 3 months. Today's my birthday. Hey, that's awesome too. Frankie, appreciate you. Let's bust this out.
Happy birthday
Today.
from both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Hey, happy birthday, by the way, Frankie. I hope your birthday has been great. I hope you have had a fun one. Man, I hope it has been one of the, by the way, I noticed you are a banana too. Oh. It's one of my favorites as well. So appreciate that too. I appreciate you. I hope you had a fabulous birthday. Leanne, thanks for the 8 months there. Or 8, I say my brain, dude. My brain some days. Thanks for the $8 there. 8 months, Lord. I don't know. Sending some Aussie summer warmth. Y'all, it's 33 degrees Celsius in Victoria. Man, I can't even imagine. Right here, right now. Let's see. I'm going to see what it says on. So currently, not taking any wind chill or anything into effect, it is right now showing as 31 degrees. That would be 31 degrees Fahrenheit, by the way. So it is almost freezing. We have 1 degree off of freezing. It is close. It's funny, like the differences in that. Man, it's crazy. It's Tammy. Thanks for the 2 there. Tom, please go read the post about. Yes, I got that. Thank you. Very helpful too. Thank you all for, like I said, any of this stuff. Appreciate that. Sue, thanks for 5. I would guess they're FaceTiming. 2L mutes. That's how she can see to comment. Yeah, I wonder, with display, I don't know. I don't know about Lynette and John on screen and all of that as well. I'd be curious about how are they on screen the whole time through all these hearings? Are they not? I'm sure we'll get some breakdown on that too. But yeah, I figured if nothing else, she's calling in and they're just muting her. They're putting her on a phone and she's listening. Yeah. But they've always talked about too. They've talked about hiding what they do. And here's the kicker. They could be using a burner phone or anything else to do that. If I were going to do some crazy shit like that, which I'm not obviously, but if I were going to do some crazy shit like that, not only would I not brag about it publicly, but I would use a burner phone and all kinds of other stuff, and they've talked about in the past how going out of their way so you can't FOIA request what they do. So who knows what kind of nonsense they've gotten into. But unfortunately for them, they bragged about it publicly. They gave updates on it. So either they get to throw someone else under the bus, or because there's only 2 ways they could do this. They could have somebody in the courtroom giving them updates, or they themselves are watching it. And it's not like they're getting updates later on. I mean, they're getting it in the moment while it's going on. So no matter how they spin that, that's a problem for somebody. And that somebody's Lynette Preston and John Cook. That's going to be their big problem there. Lean Boys, thanks for the 2 there. Robbie admitted to wait, what did Robbie admit exactly? What did he say? I'm curious what exactly Robbie said in there. But it all fed to, it definitely works into some fed to madness, I would say for sure. Elemental P texted during her depot. Yeah, you could sit around and text, but it's hard for me to believe. Like, you've seen Lynette Preston text, and you've seen John Cook text. You've seen not text, but you've seen them talk in a chat in the moment, right? Could you imagine them giving you play-by-play in a courtroom? I can only imagine how terrible that would be, right? I would think it'd be awful. So, ketchup. What's up, ketchup? Thanks for the two twinsies. Jay doesn't wear sweatshirts. There you go. Thank you, by the way, ketchup. It's good to see you. You guys are entertaining over there. Appreciate y'all. One old Saki guy. Thanks for the 5 giftos there. Thank you, Saki. Man, I appreciate that. That is awesome. It has been a wild day. It has been. God, between this, like I said, and the dryer thing, oh, God. I think the dryer's fixed, probably, though. I'm so mad about that. I was like, my God, I got to go do something today or something. You ever have one of those days you're like, I'm going to take like $20 and buy a book or something. I don't know. I just got to get my brain out of today. I've been thinking about that all day. I'm like, my God. But I'm glad they gave thank you, Say. I'm glad they gave us this stuff. Linda, thanks for the day. So what happened with the dryer? Hopefully that explained all of that, though. I'm glad you asked too, because I might have forgotten it as well. I mean, the dryer thing has been a debacle. But I mean, right now, again, they noted after so long, they can compensate you for your time. They absolutely can. I was very irritated, though. I will say I will never buy anything from a Lowe's again, ever. The Lowe's people that work there have been nice, but the level of incompetence and stuff is just awful. And if those are their business partners, it doesn't matter how nice you are on one side. Holy crap! I mean, again, they failed to. We have an item. You would think after something burns that the company there would be like, oh, maybe we should do this right. Maybe we should get it. No, no. They don't tighten things down correctly. We paid for a vent. The vent that they had, the big silver vent, it had a hole in it. A massive hole in it. And they just hooked that vent up to the new one, even though they're supposed to bring a new one. And they promised me that they would not do that. They promised me. So I was like, you've got to be kidding me. God. But the delivery dudes this time were at least nice. And again, they need to be trained better. They hurry them. These guys were talking about, well, we're being hurried because of the snow and everything. We're probably going to have time off. They want us to hurry up because we're going to be off for a few days. They're going to make us, not work for those days. And then we're probably going to get swamped from the back order. So you could tell. Now, again, that doesn't mean them burning my house down. That's not going to make it any better. But it does explain. They put them under pressure like that. Of course, they're gonna make mistakes. But what a mess there. Jen is Dan Owen. No, there's no way. Dan Owen would never. That would be insane. I am shocked. Having said that, I am shocked that anybody would show up. Just to be honest, I am really stunned that law enforcement would show up. But they did. With them celebrating, like, who else could it be? So oh God, I really want to know about everything. Cynic, hey, thanks for the 10 there. Or 9 did a stream today on the evidence that the Arizona prosecutor had. Her buying HCG original photos on the sonograms of Sarah that Elo passed off as hers. Interviews. Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm gonna have to go back and catch that. As far as Laura Owens is concerned, she should just admit that she's guilty. See, Laura Owens would get away with so much. She can cry on cue. Being female, even as an aggressor like that. She could claim mental illness. By now she would get time for sure. There's no way. But at first, when she did all of this, if she would have just eaten it and, did the whole, oh, woe is me. Yes, I did it. I was wrong. But, I'm mentally ill and blah, blah, blah. she probably would have never gotten any time. She'd got a slap on the wrist. No matter how much life she had destroyed, she'd get a slap on the wrist. But Laura Owen seems intent in putting her ass in jail. And I'm proud of her for that, because it takes a special somebody to be dumb enough to do that. You know, usually somebody like her could leverage the system and make it work for her. And she always has in the past made it work for her. But now, whew, man, what's up, dragons? Dragons gravy. Oh, I love your name. It's hilarious. Thanks for the vibe. They were likely broadcasting the Zoom window and Discord. I do wonder about that, because there are other people that are giving play-by-plays too. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, Megan's like, no, she's probably just doing it. How do we know that? You know? Cynic, thanks for the vibe. Got a Valentine's Day card for Buck. It references her love for sweets. I'll mail you to get the spelling of her name and address of your PO. Okay, cool, man. You know, the PO box, by the way, is in the chat, in the description. It's the easiest place, because that's where I'll pull it from for you. But spelling and everything, sure, man. You know, and that's funny, because she's been talking about wanting them. So yeah, if people want to send her like a little Valentine's thing, she's so excited about it. You know, she's like, oh, well, I'm gonna get. So that'll be great if she gets something that are outside. I think that's cute. Thank you. Appreciate it. She'll love that. So, Chief, what's up? Thanks for the Chief Vince. El Jefe. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 10 there. It is absolutely crazy how this went from a cease and desist letter to this. Man, did this have legs. I know. It is crazy, isn't it? For a person that want to get exposed, she makes good content. I know. You know what's crazy about this too is between the lawsuits and stuff, this stuff is going to take another year. I mean, there is no way that this plus all of the fallout, like there's no way it finishes in a year. There's no way. I would be shocked if we finish everything. They may wrap up cases, some of the stuff within this. That also assumes there won't be more lawsuits, you know, because the way this is going, my God. But it has become, I mean, it's just insanity. You also have people coming in. Again, when somebody accuses you of SA publicly, that's the kind of shit that you wreck a person for. You know, they may be able to do that. By the way, so I was talking about this yesterday, but I went in and I read the transcript of that last live that Libs did, where she was talking about Daddy Dearest and talking about Mom and how Mom was a monster and she was so mean. Dad was like her confidant and everything, but then Mom poisoned his mind against her. I was like, man, that's not the story she told when she accused him of some pretty heinous stuff. And she went after Megan Fox. So, you know, these people, they are racking up quite the impressive list of stupidity. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, a lot of them are great content, I have to say. SF, thanks for 5. If it was Jeremy Hales, I wouldn't say anything. And the only way info comes out is from the other side. Yeah, well, Hales, he doesn't, you notice like with the protective order, in the aftermath, like when things are done, he's talked about some, but he is never, like the documentation, he never showed the document off at all. Like that was the wild thing. You know, again, Volman's the one who put out the protective order. And he obviously, we know where that had to come from. So he's done a good job with Ohio. Everything else, you know, he can, I mean, everything else is pretty much right there. But yeah, I agree. Barb, thanks 5. Mega, they did. Megan, they did. I saw Mega. Megan, yeah. I don't know why. I was like, Mega. My brain just blabs for, I don't know why. They did get the PO one day. This is for breaking the PO. Yeah, indeed. That's the thing, you know, with talking about all of this, you have to remember we're not relitigating like that. I think that is a heavy portion of the topic, one that is easy to let out. These people, when they're arguing about this evidence or that evidence or whatever, again, they're trying to relitigate a protective order. We are talking about continuing a protective order because of violations and insanity. So, Mr. Coop, thanks for the vibe. Very interesting day for sure, Tuck. Indeed. Indeed. Your stream was fascinating, man. That was definitely a good welcome to the party, pal moment. So I appreciate that. To quote some Die Hard, yeah, the babies stay safe and warm this weekend. Yeah, for sure. And you know what? All of you do, Mr. Coop, you guys, you and yours stay safe. All of you out there too. This is supposed to be a crazy week, so make sure that you're safe. Excuse me, I'm looking for a pen. There we go. I was trying to find me a pen. I keep a little bag of them over here. I needed to write something down about coverage tomorrow. Dinah's mom. God, I said Diane. Thanks for the two. With her being in the Zoom, could it go federal? No. What's probably going to happen, like I said, is they're going to look at it for violations. They're going to say, hey, as far as this stuff is concerned, what happened, what was said, blah, blah, blah. And that's going to ultimately, the person that's going to blow back on is not the facts. It's going to blow back on the person that let them in. That's what, again, Lynette Preston is too thick in the head to really register. Like, it amazes me. And these people, she has brought people to her table that don't care if she goes to jail, and she can't get it through her damn thick. They would put her away in a heartbeat. And again, they get to keep all the money if they do it. So why wouldn't they? That's what I don't get with Lynette Preston. She wants to gravitate back to these idiots. She always has. And yet she wanted to put them in prison too. But no, I mean, that's there. It's ultimately going to stick in this. Can a judge have it investigated and more? Yes. Can a judge turn it into something criminal? Or if they wanted to, they could refer it over, and look at it for prosecution. But what they'll do is typically you're talking about proof of the protective order here. You're talking about potentially some sanctions, possibly major sanctions. I mean, God, they can make a real mess of things. What's up, Tinsel? Good to see you, by the way, Tinsel. Always appreciate you. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the. I looked at your freaking avatar. It messed me up in my speech. It made me laugh. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership and welcome, Ducks. I don't know. It just struck me as funny. It was like, hey, what's up? It's so funny. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the two there. 2L is the smartest person in an empty room. Indeed. Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? Dead 2-bit. Thanks for the mod there. Those timestamps appear awful close together to be an actual timeline. Yeah, like I said, what they are actually the timestamps. No, they are very much so. The ones that are running together, yeah, they're just chatting and they're chatting in the just regularly. So you have people. If you're in the chat, you talk about quite a bit. So with the stream of like 4 or 5 shots, yeah, those are all happening pretty much together. But then you had that separated portion at the beginning, and you can tell where you are a lot of times because of the number of people in the chat. Also, I clipped the side off the person who caught some of these screenshots there. I know that they came in as certain ones as a group, because the person that shot them had something you could see on the side where they had just taken a picture. You know, they wanted to get them so fast and quickly, and they did a good job. I appreciate them. But yeah, part of them, it is a conversation in the middle. So it's just, you know, people sitting in and over a 5-minute span or so. They're just like you see in any other chat. You know, they're trying to do their little play-by-play, and there are a few people like jabbering with them, you know, on it. And Ray, you know, it's not like 2L, typically they have so many people banned, so sometimes you don't get any chatter there at all. But over in Ray's, I think he has less people banned. Thank you for noting that too. I mean, the times that the timeline rather is something you do have to address between different people getting screenshots, though, for sure. What's up, Tinsel? Dropped a Hondo. Thank you. That's awesome. They appreciate that. I bet they're watching through the cameras. They have control of scumbags. Yeah, see, I'd wondered that. It really depends on how well they pick up. You know, because they'd have to pick up very well. You know, quite honestly, I don't know what they connect to the hearings with. Are they still using their phones? If they're using like for me, if I wanted to listen into something, I could turn on my desktop and, you know, have my phone there. I have programs on my phone where I could listen in and record or do whatever, you know, and goof off in other things. I mean, as long as you're muted out, you could just sit on the phone, but they could, cameras, who knows? I mean, you know, there's a lot of stuff they could have that open with for sure. You know, and somebody else noted this too, Tinsel. I mean, that is a good idea. They very well could. It's awful. Well, ultimately, it is crazy that they are hinging an argument on the idea, this protective order, we can do whatever we want. You know, you want to bet on that? Because they are. They're essentially betting Lynette and John Cook's freedom. But they've been doing that all the time. When people are talking about, hey, John Cook, have you pew-pewed yet? Someone, you know, all that stuff. Who does that blow back on? It blows back on them. They're too dumb to realize it. It's amazing to me. Angela. Hey, what's up, Angela Klein? How you doing, by the way? Thanks for the phone there. I bet they use the security cameras they have access to. Yeah, you know, like Tinsel said with that too. I mean, that is one possibility. There's so many odds and impossibilities that I can't lock it down and say, well, this, you know, again, definitively, we don't have an answer. That would be a way to help with keeping people from tracking them. You know, as well, because they're like, aha, not on the phone. You know, that's where it would get interesting, though. Charity, the rarity. I like that. Thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you for that. Thank you again for supporting the channel and for giving to someone else, too. Thank you there. Let me see. Let me check. Anything else, by the way? Oh, wow. These people, I mean, they are some of the dumbest human beings on the planet, though. So we'll continue to collect. Again, do not let them, you know, anywhere they are, and make sure you pick up screenshots. Make sure that you pick up transcripts, you record. Oh, it'll be good stuff. I'm not sure who's live right this moment. I'm actually, I need a break though. So I'm going to end here. I don't know who to redirect to. I believe Jay was on before. Like I said, I'm a little, so I think I'm going to call it here. But again, I'm making sure that I have not missed anybody along the way too. I don't see anyone else. If I missed you, just give me 1 minute. Man, my inbox is flooded right this second, so I'm just making sure. Yeah, I don't see anyone else, but I'm going to call it here. I appreciate you folks. We'll be on tomorrow. See ya.